All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hello, everybody. Happy. What is this, Saturday already? Oh my gosh. Crazy, crazy, right? But happy Saturday to you. Hope you're doing well and having an amazing weekend. Let me just adjust something really quick here. Make sure we are all good, and we are. So excited as always. See what messages come through from Spirit. Before we get into all that, though, let us bring in some beautiful energy. We'll uh, ground ourselves into this moment. Here, we'll take a big, deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and slow exhale. That helps us come out of the future, out of the past, out of all the chaos and wonderful energy going on out there in the world. And we can go back here to the moment, and then we'll bring in the singing bowl as well for some energy. So if you want to join me in doing that, um, you're more than welcome, and I invite you to do that. So we'll start off with a big deep breath in. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Excuse me. So calming. Definitely feels great, right? So we'll bring in the singing bowl next. And as we're hitting the singing bowl, we'll hit it 3 times. And as I do that, you can just imagine a beautiful waterfall of eternal, unconditional love energy flowing down into your mind, your heart, your body, your energetic field, flowing out to the outside world, allowing it to bring in whatever um, spirit wants to do to help raise the vibration of the planet. We know it can certainly use some energy to calm down, right? So we can experience it and calm and then spread the calm too. Something we can do to help raise our love vibration and allow it to flow out as well is to focus on one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now in the moment. That just allows us to immediately begin to raise our vibration. It opens us up to receive messages from spirit, and whatever we're focusing on that we're grateful for, it also magnetizes us, allowing it to come to us more easily too, instead of us pushing it away. So if you want to join me in doing all this, I will hit the singing bowl. Uh, Mind your ears. I never know how loud this will be, so I don't want to deafen you here. All right. So let us begin and remember gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. She's just singing away. Excuse me. We'll put her down here, allow her to support us and watch there. And excited. Need to come back to the reality here for a moment. All right. So, hello, everybody. Good to see everyone. I hope you're enjoying your weekend and thank you for being here. I am so grateful that we're all on this path together and excited for what messages will come through and what we can learn from Spirit this eve. Um, we'll get into everything here. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor, which definitely two things we can use in this human adventure. So there's always room for more and more Zen friends. So welcome. We try to keep it high vibration, full of love and laughter here. So it's a safe space. Welcome. If you wanna know how the readings work, all that's down in the description box of the video. Basically, free readings are first come, first serve. They're like 1 to 2 card readings if anyone makes a donation. I do honor that energy exchange, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning we get into spilling the tea with Bretta Z, even more, pulling more tarot, and then you also get a fortune cookie to round out your reading, which is some sort of oracle card, um, along with that donation. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Square. And I don't have any set dollar amount. So whatever you're able to give from your heart, I know you're giving what you can. I do honor that as well. Yeah, I think that's it. If 2.5 hours in, I have not touched free readings, I will step away from donations for about 30 minutes, complete as many free readings as I can, return back to donations, finish those all out. I always finish donations same day. And if I have more free readings to do and have energy to do so, I will even try to finish as more free readings after that. After each session, I do post all the readings completed with timestamps. So if you come back to the stream and you wonder, I wonder if he did my reading, just look for the pinned comment after the session. You'll see your name, the timestamp, click on it, takes you right to your reading. Easy breezy, short and easy, right? All right. I think that's all the blah blah blah, most of it. Uh Brenda Zen likes to give away things. So I do have a giveaway every full moon and new moon, and I give away at least a 30-minute person recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love, whichever you prefer. Here is the link to the new moon drawing coming up on January 18th, which is next Sunday, I believe. Yeah, that would make sense with today being the 10th. So all you have to do is check out the video. In the video stream description of this video and any of them, I always post the most current giveaways and specials on any of my services. So if you're wanting to, get into those, you just check the most recent stream and you'll see what's available there. Also, I have a free podcast that I put out called The Easier Path. Excuse me. I don't think I've talked a lot today. I have taken a vow of silence. No, I don't. But I just put out a new podcast uh, adventure, which is called Defense. I finally remembered to update my little my little notes here. But if you want to catch up on the entire series, you can check down in the description box or on my main page of my YouTube channel. At the top, it does have the playlist for the whole thing. The purpose of the podcast is we tell stories about something that I've either gone through or someone else has shared with me, and we get the human perspective of why humans do what they do, and then the spiritual perspective of what we need to learn from that, and then also hints from spirit on how to make it an easier path instead of a harder one, if that's what we want. Because I always say, I wouldn't want to, keep your hard path from you, because that's how I learned everything. But anyway, if you want to check that out, those are the links. All right. I think that is everything for right now. Oh, no, there's one more thing. Obviously, those of you that maybe were looking for a morning session that didn't know yet, I've changed my hours and days just for balance and for my own health and making sure I'm not wearing myself out. I've changed Wednesday through Thursday, not Wednesday through Thursday, Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Thursday, that would be a fast. We're done. Uh, and I've moved it to evening sessions only at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is an hour earlier than I normally would start. So no more Saturday morning session, but I did add a Wednesday night session. And then tomorrow's session's not in the morning, it's in the evening as well. I know that's going to make some of my international subscribers more difficult to attend these. And I do apologize for that. And I appreciate your patience around it. What I'm doing to make that a little less stingy, I guess, or that I can still stay in contact with you guys, is in the morning, I create this evening session. So you have immediate access to the chat way in the wee morning of my time. Well, not sweet morning, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock usually. So you can put your chat, you can put your questions in the chat, you can make donations via the super chat or the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square. You can throw out your question and I'll capture them all. It actually saves them all, but I just kind of capture them here and there throughout the day just to make sure because we know technology, right? But I try to capture it all. And I do honor that first come, first serve still. So those of you who are normally sleeping or um, unless you're up in the middle of the night, like some of my wonderful um, Zen friends on the other side of the planet. Moonlight. Hello, Moonlight. You're like, here I am. um, you guys can pop, pop throughout the day. So I wanted to mention that too. All right. I think that's everything. Let us do some shout outs and we will get into everything. Hi. I don't know. Fun. Well, we'll definitely get into that there. All right, let's do some shout outs. I'll make sure I have everyone on the lists and we'll get started here. We got Livier Vagara in the house. Hey, Livier. Good to see you. Get you on the free readings here. All right. Give myself some space there. And of course, we've got Moonlight in the house. Hello. Thank you for your donation. We'll get you in the donation list up yonder, up here. There we go. Blessed Sunday. Oh, Saturday to you, right? We got Santa. Hey, Santa. And then Crescent Moon. Hey, Crescent Moon. Good to see you. Thank you for your dual donations here. I'll get you on here too. Whoops. Maybe. All right, there we go. And I'll give an update on where we're the list of the donations where we're at on those here in a sec as well. So we've got those. Good evening. And then I think I've got everyone else here. Yeah, we've got MM on the free list. Hello. Good to see you. And we've got Steve. Hey, Steve, I got you on the list here. Hello. And Maria P, I've got you on the free reading, and then I got your donation too, so you're on the list up there. Marissa Smith, you are on the list for donations. I didn't see a question yet, so if you posted it, I just always like to make sure people know that because sometimes YouTube decides to keep it a secret between the two of you and not share it with me. So just to let you know, if you put your question out there, you actually will be number 3. We've got 2 from Christina Lowe. Christina, if you're here, that was a couple hours. Actually, that was many hours ago, so you may not be here right now in this second, but Christina Lowe will be up first. Hello. We got Dollface Diva as well. Good to see you. We've got Anshul, AG. We got you on the list here too. Hello, hello. Musical Beer. We have you on the free list here too. Ooh, who's trying to hack? All right, we'll look and see what Spirit will tell us there. And then we do have Christina Lowe. I have you on the list for a free reading too. Brenda Globy, hello, hello. And Tateshi, hello, hello. Got you guys on the free list too. So we are there. All right. All right. Thank you, Marissa. All right. Thank you, Moonlight, for that. All right. So very good. Let me just see. This is the live reading thingy. Let me get rid of that. Make sure I've got everything here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I think we are set. I'm going to continue using this deck. I really like this black and white or gray dark fantasy tarot. It's quite, I just like good energy with it right now. And then we're going to continue to use for the oracle. We've got these well-being cards here by Esther and Jerry Hicks. We still have quite a bit to go. So we will use those up until they're gone, or until tomorrow. And then after that, I'll introduce a new one. We got the Wen cards here. I got some other tarot as well if we need it. So that's what we have. And of course, we've got our tea, because this is about spilling the tea with Brenda Z. I'll try not to spill it though. We'll just spill it through the cards, not through hot liquid on me. So cheers, everybody. I love you. Yum, yum, yum. It's another cold one here today. I didn't go walking yesterday because we got like a foot of snow and it didn't get warm enough for it to all melt away. So there was still quite a bit. So I didn't go walking today either. But hopefully tomorrow it's supposed to warm back up. And then I'll be walking around in slosh. All right, let's get started, everybody. So, Christina Lowe, you are up first, my dear. You do have two, so this will be your first one here. And you want to know what an adventure it has been that you have been on. You're ready to head back home. You're interested in knowing about love. So you're wondering what it has in store for you. You feel you're ready for it. What does Spirit say? And yeah, you're ready to receive and give unconditional love. Your question is that above? What all you need to know. All right, let's take a look. See what we got here. What does Spirit say about the love? What can we know here? Right, I do want these. I do want these. I do want this. I don't feel those. I do want this one and this one too. Feel like there's more. Let me do one more pass here. All right, here we go. It's interesting. It's just interesting. That's all I'm going to say. No, just kidding. We've got this, there was like these 3 cards, and then they said just the top, and then they're like, here's 3 cards, just the top one, 3 cards, just the top one. They did that like 3 or 4 times with me on the deck here, and then I heard them say, you're just going to take the cream of the crop. Anything below that, and that's where you're ready. It's not settling. It's not going, well, I'll take the stuff at the bottom of the barrel. No, it's all about the cream of the crop at the top. That's what. All right, because you do have here, yeah, with the 7 of Cups coming in here, it's a lot of emotional energy that's coming your way. Like 7, maybe not like 7 individuals, but there is a lot of attraction, a lot of energy. When you're a bright light, you do attract a lot of moths. Maybe not 7, but there's all of these individuals that are coming your way, but it's like I'm ready for love, but I'm ready to choose, not chase love. Ooh, right? I'm ready to choose love, not chase love. So I like that. Choosy mothers choose Jif or Jeff. Maybe there's a Jeff coming. Let's see what else they have here for you. Yeah, you have the 10 of swords, which is I'm ready to let go of expectations around what love should be supposed to be. You said unconditional love, so that means there's no conditions, right? And this 10 of swords is that energy of tired of living up to everyone's expectations and a long list of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to bring to a relationship, how it's supposed to start, how it's supposed to progress, how it's supposed to turn out, what it's supposed to bring to me, what I'm supposed to put into it. Exhausting, right? That's why they're laying on the ground going, "Oh god, all these expectations have wore me out." Um, and that's good. That's this being at that point of release of all that. So I like it, you know. You also have the 6 of Pentacles. There's this codependency awareness card here. Let's see what's underneath that. You got 3 cards. You have the 3 of Wands going a different route than we've gone before, right? So I like that. And then also 9 of Swords coming in here, which is again nightmare and insomnia, really letting go of a lot of those expectations, right? And I like this because it feels like the three kind of paths are going the codependency where I'm an overgiver and they end up taking from me, bleh, right? The 9 of Swords where I shrink and I try to fit into all the expectations and I focus on who they're not being, what the relationship's not being, who I'm not being. That sucks the life out of it. Or something new. Those are the old ways, right? Something new, which is no expectations, adventure, gratitude for who you are, what the relationship is, who someone is, and choosing yourself through it. I like that. Let's see what else they have here. You do have the sun card. Yep. So here's some fire sign, bright energy, victory energy, shining bright, not, excuse me, not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light, not needing to defend what you're doing or who you are or anything, but just being, allowing the other person to be. And again, this Leo energy is like no caged lions, just two powerful, courageous individuals just on an adventure together. No supposed to be and should be and all that. Intentions, what they're not doing and expectations, but just gratitude and flowing with that. So I like that energy. Yeah, and again, you have the 7 of Wands, which is exactly a reiteration of how I consider the sun, which is, again, standing bright and being yourself is important. Underneath that, you have the King of Wands too, which this energy with the 7 of Wands I'm so sorry, it'll clear out here in a sec. There's this, empowerment. Again, this King of Wands is thank you, everyone in the throne room, all you self-appointed advisors telling me my should be's, my supposed to be's, my blah, blah, blah. You can leave the throne room. I need some alone time. Leave all your opinions and advice and information in that box on your way out because I'm going to find out from my heart what I want, not from the mind and all the opinion but from my heart. And then I'm going to make a plan and then I'm going to put action behind that plan. It's not about, all right, everybody who loves me, come to me. No, this is me deciding what I want with that 7 of Wands and the King of Wands and the Sun. All this energy of I'm going to choose and I'm not going to choose things I don't want. And I don't care how long it takes because I don't want the bottom of the barrel. I want the cream on the top. And that's, what this is all about. So I like this that you are ready to take a different route than you normally would have in the past, and you've grown so much, and you're ready to approach it all differently. These last 4 cards, yeah, well, maybe not. You got the Hermit card. I'm just kidding. So you have the Hermit card, which is, it's important to have your alone time to really connect with spirit, and I feel like you've learned a lot in this kind of, you almost maybe feel like you've been in solitary confinement in a way, but you've been learning and growing a lot, through all this. Yeah, the 6 of Wands, victory, movement of energy, clarity, and again, this 7 of Wands, the Sun, the 6 of Wands, they're all raised up, and that's what happens when we try to fit in and be with what everyone else wants us to be. We blend into the crowd, but when you are just yourself, you shine bright. And yeah, you get attention from people that you get to learn your power of, and that's all right. So I like that. And you learn a lot about being able to say no. Yeah. And you have the Page of Swords, which is a lot of clarity comes in here as these individuals, these moths start, fluttering around. You're like, yeah, no, I've had that before. Got the t-shirt already. I don't need that anymore, right? And I like this. You do have Ace of Wands. There is a new passion that does enter your life eventually. Not a moth, but another flame um, that shines bright, and I feel like that's, this fire that's there is what draws together. So I like this. I feel like it's, if you haven't checked out the Easier Path podcast, there's one called The Unicorn of Love, and it talks about how you can go about looking for work, not, I mean, looking for love like work, where we're dating and we're taking applications, meaning dating apps, right? Doing interviews, which means we're going out on dates. We're doing background checks, which is like we're checking people's social media. And it's like it feels like we're trying to fill a position rather than living our passion, enjoying life, not feeling empty because we're filling up with our self love, right? And then we bump into someone who's also living their passion, not searching for a position to fill in their life that, is like a job. And then there's a spark, and then there's the relationship organically grows instead of feeling like I gotta, hire someone because we find out they lied on their resume. We end up firing them anyway, or they end up quitting because they don't like the working conditions, in our partnership of life. And then we end up having to put a new ad in the paper and try to replace them instead of going, I don't need anyone to fill that position. I'm filling that. And then I'm going to go live life. And then someone can share their life with me and me with them, but they don't need to work for me. That's great. I love that. But check out that podcast if that resonates. All right. And then your fortune cookie for this is the main event isn't the destination, it's my joyous journey. Exactly. It's not about I need someone in my life, it's I'm enjoying my journey and then whatever comes in. It says on the back, you did not come forth seeking assignments to complete. You came forth for reason to flow and to love and enjoy life. Even though you will return home at the end of any vacation, the idea of your holiday is not to complete it as quickly as possible so that you can check it off your list. The idea of your vacation and of this life experience is to have a joyous experience. Wow, I love that. So good, so good. All right. So that's for number 1 there for you. I love that. Hopefully that, what do you need to know to not seek love, but be love and enjoy loving life? And then you draw love to each other, right? Okay. So that's for number 1. Number 2, let's give you your timestamp for your second one here. And then I'll say hi to everybody. I just realized more people came in. I'll say hi to you guys in a sec. We'll get you on the list here. So, yeah, your wonderful energy drive. You're surrounding your drive home. Heading north. Let's see what we got here. So based on current energies, what do we have here for you? I do want this one. This one first. Okay. And then these below the surface. And then this one. All right. So you do have the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there is rest, energy here. You know, this person sleeping on the Ace of Swords. Trust your intuition. Trust the information you get from spirit as you're going on this adventure, because I feel like take time to rest, split it up with the Four of Swords. Don't try to do it in a day. Don't push it. You know, enjoy the adventure. Again, the joyous journey back. Just take your time. Don't, I'm going to drive straight through or do it in 2 days. I'm going to drive a maximum of 5 hours a day. I'm going to do this to go to here, and then I'm going to hang out, and then going to rest, whatever. I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to head out. I'm going to drive, 6 hours. And then after that, I'm going to finish the rest of the trip on day 3 or whatever. It just feels like it's splitting it up, makes it not so like, I need to get home, but I'm enjoying the adventure along the way. It's like being purposeful about splitting it and limiting how far you go, right? In a day. And I like that because your first card that made itself known is the Two of Swords, which is about decision making, the head versus the heart. The head wanting to got this and this and this needs to happen. I need to do this, go, go, go. But the heart is like, I want to enjoy this. I want to, you know, stop over at that place and I'm just going to go check it out and again, trust your intuition and your gut because, we don't want to, go, I'm going to go check out that biker gang. You. You're like, yeah. No, no, no. Don't do it, Christina. But, you're just like, yeah, we're being reasonable, right? So I like that. I feel like that's a good foundation to start off your reading. And then you have the Six of Wands. So it is a victory energy again, a wonderful, flowy, kind of smooth moving energy here. You do have the Nine of Wands. This is this resistance. This is trust the blocks, trust the slowing down, so I like that. You also have the Four of Wands, yeah, joy, celebration. Um, is there a party on the way? You're like, "You know what? You know what? There's a big there's a concert on the way." No, I don't know if there's, like, but this is joy, regardless of what it is, but it's enjoy. Choose things to stop and see along the way. Split it up so it doesn't feel like, "Oh god," but it's a nice, taking it easy on your vehicle and yourself, and I feel like that's really important here. Enjoy the adventure. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's abundant. It's, feels fruitful here, successful. So I like all that. Underneath the surface, you have 3 cards. Yep, you have the Seven of Cups. Maybe you meet people along the way, flirtatious. You're like, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it." And then the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I have you the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups. And what's the third one? And the Tower, yeah. So I like this because this is letting go of the old emotions. The Eight of Cups is letting go of relationships and emotions that don't serve. Leave all emotions out. And this Tower card, trust that individuals and situations are moved out of your way to make something more in alignment with where you're at. So if there's an accident or construction or traffic or anything, if there's individuals that are as you're leaving, just let it all go and know that your adventure ahead of you is for you, that anyone or anything that's moved out of your way opens up the space for that which is in more alignment with your energy and where your higher self wants to go. So I like it. This feels good. I feel like along the way here too, the 7 and 8 of cups, I feel like it's good to be like out in the on the road. I know when I do long trips by myself that it's when you do the most thinking and you can just things are clear because you're just driving and kind of alone with spirit and the creator and you just can process some things. And I feel like you will release some emotions along the way too. And you'll just feel refreshed by the time you reach the end there of the trip. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie is for this one too. All right, this one here. Yeah. Beautiful new moon energy. We all, we are all working toward the same goal, joy. There you go. Joy, joy, joy along the way. Whether it seems like it or not, you are all working toward the same ultimate goal of joy. You're just approaching things in different ways, and all of it is working. Even though some people aren't doing things that we think they should have joy, they're doing it their way, and that's okay. And I'm gonna do it my way, right? So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Christina, and I'll get to your free reading eventually as well. But thank you for your dual donations. Very grateful. All right, let's do some shout outs. We'll get back into the readings here. We got Brenda. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. Thank you for your donation. I'll add you on to the donation list here. We got Jojo in the house. Hey, Jojo, good to see you. And Marissa, thank you for putting your donation question. And here's your free reading. I'll get it on the list as well. We got Starfall. Hey, Starfall. Good to see you. We'll get you on the list here too. And Jojo. Absolutely. No worries at all there. We'll get you on the free list here. And Priscilla. Hello, hello. Good to see you as well. Yeah. Alone for too long. I know it can feel that way, right? All right. So I got you on the free list as well. I did say free list, right? Let me just see here. This thing is doing something weird. All right. We'll just get rid of this here. That's good. All right. So we'll get back in here. So for donations, we got Marissa Smith will be up next, and then Maria P. And then we have Crescent Moon times 2, and then Moonlight, and then Brenda. You'll be up after that. That's where we're at on donations, right? Yeah. Just checking my email up over there too. All right, so let's take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. Nice. All right. So, Marissa, we've got you at 3907 for your donation. Here is your timestamp. And then for your donation, you want to know, what do you need to know about Vaughn's current relationship with his third child's mama? All right, let's take a look. Let's see what spirit feels you need to know here. Hey, glad you're here. Hello, hello. All right. What do you need to know? All right. Thank you. We got this and this and this and this and this and that underneath. And these 3 as well. All right. I feel like I want this one too. So I knock everything around here. Okay. All right, got it all organized here now. Ran out of room. All right, so the bottom of the deck, we do have the Judgment card coming in. And it's an interesting energy from a relationship, because on one hand, it's like brings a lot of clarity because it's our higher self having us see things from a higher perspective. It is a bit of a resurrection energy. It usually has people, like, rising from the grave, bringing something back from the dead, but it also it's if you've ever seen, like, zombie movies or The Pet Cemetery or any, kind of movies or even Practical Magic, is that what they brought in? Is that one of your favorite movies? Anyway, they are like, whenever you bring something back, it's a zombie. It's not like it used to be. It's evil and scary. So, I feel like that's the underlying energy that's going on here because I kinda got this in the beginning, the calling was, "I'm being called away from this relationship." So I feel like they don't stay somewhere very long. They're trying, but I feel like they're ready to kind of step away again. That's coming in here. And Pet Cemetery too. So, yeah, they're very specific. I love Spirit. So you're like, "Oh, okay." So it's a scary resurrected from the dead relationship, and it's like, "Ooh, uh-oh," because there's always extra baggage that we're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna keep that all to myself until we get upset," and then there's all this ammunition that just comes, the last, years, blah, 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 blah. So, I feel like that's the underlying energy. Yeah, we got the lot of 8 of Wands, so there is a lot of kind of passionate and by passionate, it's not like loving passion, but it's fiery words, a lot of, back and forth, quick reaction, being 8 of Wands can be like a lot of messaging, a lot of, that kind of, fiery energy. Not passion though with this, I feel like it's, you know, snippety remarks at each other and arguments and things that would happen from a hissy cat that has been raised from the dead, not that she's the hissy cat, the relationship is the hissy cat. Let's see what else we got here, yeah. 9 of Swords, nightmare and insomnia, a lot of fears, even some dreaming that have you ever been with someone and you have a dream that they're cheating on you and you wake up and you're mad at them? There's some of that going on. We've got the 4 of Cups. Yeah, the same old kind of stagnancy of emotion that's here. And I do feel like the baby mama, Queen of Cups, a lot of emotional energy with them. So I feel like they feel things very big. So, especially this Cancer moon energy we just had probably took things to a like big, a lot of crying and outbursts and extremes of sadness and crying and anger and, you know, um, outbursts from her, especially. Because I feel like a lot of these fears are you're going to do this again, aren't you? Um, so let's see what else we got here. Yeah, the moon, Cancer moon energy. So, like I was saying, there was a lot of that mama moon energy there, a lot of hidden things coming to the surface, and the 7 of Cups. All the emotions. It's emotional confusion, but because this is it's the moon card, so it's a lot of emotion anyway. But, below the surface, the moon card is also hidden things revealed, and the 7 of Cups is all these, like, emotional interactions and experiences that the, mister has had with other people, and I feel like she's realizing that too. I feel like it comes to the surface. They're either left their phone unlocked or there's all this stuff that's starting to click in their mind going, "Wait a minute. I'm not the only one in their life." You're like, "No, no, we're not," right? So let me take a quick sip of more tea here before we spill the last of this tea here. All right. There we go. I think. All right. So we've got 4 cards and then 1 underneath. Let's look at the tea underneath, right? Yeah, we've got the Knight of Cups. So there is this quest for love, this quest for romance that's here. Let's see what this is about with these other 4 cards. So underneath, there is a search for love, and we know this. I think we've talked about this before, that they like the Gemini, he hasn't found his self-love, so he's looking for fulfillment out in the outside world, right? Thinking that, well, if one person doesn't fill me up, then maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3. And I feel like they're on this search and they realize, well, maybe this is what I need. I need to like commit to, this baby mama with the child, and let me see if family, if me committing and being with just one person with this, if this will make me feel full. Nope, it doesn't. Is what I don't feel like they gave it very long though, but I feel like they're, going, "This doesn't fill me up," or going back to that 4 of cups, which is stagnant emotional energy. This isn't filling me up. And yeah, so we have the hermit. I feel like they wanna be off by themselves. So I feel like this is where this is heading. Yeah. The 2 of cups, because they do wanna search for more love. I don't feel like they've got it in their head yet that there's a common denominator in all of this. I'm the one in all these relationships, and I'm not feeling fulfilled. Maybe it's not all these people, maybe there's something to look at inside of me, right? But I don't think it's because I feel like they're gonna step away from that and then go, "All right, maybe someone else will fill me up." Because I don't feel like they feel that anyone else, any combination or individual hasn't filled them up because we can't. We can't fill up anyone else's heart. The love we're looking for is our self-love. Then once we find that, we feel full and overflowing. Then we can be in a fulfilling relationship because we're full already. But if we're looking for a relationship and then to feel full, we'll never find it until we do that. Yeah, and we have the Sun card. A lot of passion, a lot of fire that's coming in here. So I like that. Um, and the 6 of Cups, yeah, we've got the Sun card and the 6 of Cups. We've got children energy with the 6 of Cups, but the combination of these 2 together also, the Leo has a little child, riding on the horse. See if you guys can see that there, little child. And, this has to do with their inner child. This has to do about the love that they didn't have when they were a young child, and so they're looking for that love outside of them, but again, even a parent can't give us the love we're looking for because that's what we're looking for in here. So, I feel like that their current relationship is gonna, you know, I feel like, again, you have to kill the possessed cat in the end of the story, and don't bury it in the pet cemetery. Bury it somewhere else where it doesn't come back from the dead, right? Because it can't come back as it was. Um, and I feel like that's where it's gonna end up going. Wow, you're learning so much about yourself in this reading. I love that for you. I know I learn a lot about myself through all your guys' readings that I do. Bretta Zen sits back while Spirit's speaking, going, "Ooh, I can resonate with that, and that, and that." All right, let's take a look here. Your fortune cookie for this. Oh, wow. Beautiful little card here. And it says here, through the corridor of my joy is the pathway to my desire. And it says on here, it says, most say, when I get that, I will be joyful. But you must be joyful first. You must start with the determination that I will not settle for less than feeling good. So this is like we were talking about, right? I have to find my joy in here first, then I can find joy out there. But if I don't have happiness and joy and contentment in here, I can't find it out there, right? Yeah. Yep. What is truly yours never passes you by. Yeah, exactly right. Or what is it? I used to say, set it free, and if it doesn't come back, hunt it down and kill it. That just goes in with the pet cemetery scenario. But yeah, Yuzi was like, set it free, and if it's meant for you, it comes back to you. They're like, no, if it doesn't come back, hunt it down and kill it. But not literally, you know. All right. That's your favorite pet cemetery quote. uh oh, because what is yours always comes back to you. That's from Pet Cemetery, right? Here it comes. All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Marissa. That's what they have for you. And then we have your free reading. I'll circle back around for that eventually as well. So thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's take a sip. We'll continue moving on here. Well, we had some other people come in. Hold on. Hold on. So good. Thank you, Marissa. All right. We had Ken come in here. I think that's Lucky. Maybe. Is that Lucky Lucky? But we have Ken. I got you on the free list. Hello, hello. And we've got Tim De La Gem. Hey, brother. Another day of metal detecting. Coveted 70s. Pull tab found every trip. A little less. Good exercise, though. Yeah. Just the exploration, right? Enjoying the journey. I like that, Tim. Good to see you. All right. So we'll continue on here. We got Maria P. You are up next. So here's for your donation. We'll circle back for your free reading here in a moment. Let me go over here. Here is your PayPal. Let me load the remote content. There we go. So let us take a look here in the wonderful world of the days of our lives and nights. All right, let's take a look. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Look at that first. Tapping into Wally's energy, thoughts and feelings. What's coming for you guys this month? Okay. Dark side. Well, all right. Thank you. Does he have a plan to leave? It says Docid. I think you mean the dark side, right? Not like their school or something. You're talking about the dark side. We'll do that underline energy. What's coming for you at work next week? Anything you should know from work for you? Okay. And then anything you should know from Wally. All right. Anything that Spirit wants you to know. All right. So Wally's thoughts. We've got the High Priestess. There is a little bit of pulling back, trying to see things from a higher perspective, stepping out of the chaos, trying to get into their emotions, looking at what's going on behind the scenes. So their thoughts about relationship with you right now are more, I'm trying to see a higher picture view. I'm trying to get into understanding. It's almost like I feel like I'm trying to intuit into the relationship to go, what's next? What am I feeling I want to do next kind of energy. But it is kind of that hermity high priestess, like, let me step back, let me get my wits about me from all the chaos going out in the world in my life and the future, the past, everything. Let me sit and go, what do I want? So he's doing a lot of like thinking of the future, kind of seeing where I am now. They're just said GPS, which that's like a little message to me. Like I have to understand where I'm at, understand where I want to go in order for GPS to work. Because if I don't know where I'm at and I don't know where I want to go, GPS goes, can't help you. I can't decide for you. I need to know where's the current location, where do you want to go to, and then I'll give you maps to get there and different options. but I have to know that first, and I feel like that's what they're doing is trying to get a good picture of where are we at now, where do I wanna go, and what's the route to get there, so I like that. Emotions, Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, that sensuality, that fullness, energy, just feeling that, togetherness and this birthing energy. So their heart is very much wanting to grow things. And that's why the mind kind of has been activated to help the heart to understand what the heart wants so that we can plot and the mind can support the heart in getting to where it wants to go. Cool. What's coming for you guys this month? You got the 6 of Cups. So, the 6 of Cups is an energy of I feel like there's something to do with children is I feel like it's like same old, but they wanted to point out the different thing that's gonna happen this month, which is I feel like interaction with your children with Wally. Um, so I feel like they're wanting to spend some time doing that, and that's the difference. That's one of the things that they're thinking about, and so that's a little different of a thing. They've already been trying to give little gifts and do that and kind of meet them in a public place, or, and maybe individually a little bit, but it's more of a, like, spend a day together kind of thing, right? And you're like, "Whoa." So I feel like that is, like, the energy of right now. Um, the dark side, Queen of Swords. It's kind of a balanced energy right now, a calm that's over there right now. And, do they want to leave their Yep, the Emperor, they're making plans, they're figuring things out. Again, that has to do with that what I want, where I'm at, how am I going to get there? They're really spending energy and figuring that out and thinking about this here. So I like that. What's coming for you next week? You have the Hierophant. Here's that teacher student energy. So, more of the learning energy. If it didn't happen this week, maybe something happened that got postponed with the energies. But I definitely feel this teaching, learning kind of energy going on here at work for you there. And anything you should know about work there. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. Be honest. The Seven of Swords. I think you got this a couple days ago or last weekend, because the 7 of Swords is about deceit and lying but this is more about your own mindset lying to you that you can't do something, right? I feel like you got maybe these 2 exact cards before, which they're saying, "Don't don't let your mind cheat you out of opportunities because 'cause you're like, I don't know if I could do that." Just go, "I can learn anything. I just need to put my mind to it. I gotta get this out of my mind that I can't do something because that very much is there that you can." And then anything from Wally? Oh, got the 4 of Wands, joyful celebration and gathering, but it's also the marriage card. And so that's part of they're contemplating that long-term, you know, goal there, and I feel like that they would tell you, but they know how, you know, when you tell a kid you're going to Disney World, they're like, "I I don't wanna tell you I'm thinking about it because then comes the when are we gonna do that? When are we going? When are we going? When? Okay, what's the next step? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna buy the tickets? Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this?" It's like, "Okay, I've gotta get used to it. I've gotta do all this first," and, I feel like there's that kind of energy there, but, I feel like that's what is on their mind about ultimate destination, or one of the destinations is that, but they don't wanna tell you it yet because of how you get. And you're self-aware with it. You're like, "I know." Alright. So, your fortune cookie is the universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. Says the universal manager has the ability to bring everyone a vibrational match to what they are giving their attention to without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. So it's important. It's a good reminder that whatever you focus your energy on is what you're drawing towards you. So, are we focused on gratitude for what we do have and what we have had, not what we want and what we fear we won't have and all that, right? Just a friendly reminder for all of us to be aware of what we're focusing on, right? So, I like that for you. All right. So, that's what they got for you, my dear. Like I said, we will circle back around for your free reading here in a bit. All right. So, cheers, everybody. I'm going to take another sip here. Don't think I've talked a lot today because now my pipes are clearing out, but I think I've been quiet all day. All right. So, Crescent Moon, you are up. Hello, hello. So we've got you times two. Here's your first time stamp. Let's get up here. Oh my gosh, I didn't give Christina Lowe a love and a like for your donations. How rude. All right, so I did those now. So Crescent Moon, thank you for your third eye, private eye energies. Good evening to you. So, first off, a read on Sagittarius for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then we'll dive into your second question there as well. All right. Hello. Good to see you. Cheers. I am finding that sticking to one session a day is actually, I'm more energized and balanced and not tired. So that's good. Might be a little more giddy than usual. Good for you guys. You're like, uh-oh. All right, let's see here. The ADD Sag for yesterday. Let's see what's going on with them here. Right. Do you want that? Do you want that? That one here. All right. And then for today, all right, wow, okay. Got like six cards for today? All right, and then for tomorrow, okay. I must be having a interesting day today with all of those cards. Well, tomorrow doesn't look like much lighter. Looks like you got 6 cards for tomorrow too. Oh, yeah, thank you. It's a nice way to say that. Thank you. Yeah, if I was on well, I'd have to be a robot to be on 24/7, but, I appreciate that. Well, we got the bottom of the deck. We're still in this Emperor energy where they're really trying to figure things out, stepping into their power, making some choices. Um Again, it's clearing the throne room, though, is the big emphasis with all of this, where I feel like they're doing more of the clearing away of opinions, of people, of things. I just feel like it's been a week of that, and I feel like yesterday, today, and tomorrow is more of that boundaries and stepping into the power over their own life. So I like that for 'em. I feel like this is something that's been kind of bubbling up for quite a while for them, and it's good that it's come to this now, I feel. I mean, it's always perfect timing, but I feel like they're like, "Yeah, this is me stepping into it now." So yesterday, yeah, we got the King of Cups. So balancing of my emotions, my head and my heart. So I feel like they really did this, clarity. They're balancing all of their emotions with their mind and all of their mind with their emotions. Just this good balanced energy, right? Like you said, it's good to be balanced for myself and everyone. So it's good for them to be balanced too, like you were forecasting. Yep, the Four of Wands. This is joy here. Um, I don't feel like they were thinking about marriage, anything like that with the Four of Wands, but I feel like they were thinking about what's my joy? What makes what's the foundation of my joy? And now that I'm out of my head of what everyone is telling me is supposed to make me feel joy and happy. I'm getting clarity with it. And the Queen of Wands, yeah, in this taking action energy, really trusting their gives me like their intuition and their heart over their mind. So all of this, you know, I'm doing stuff that makes me feel good and feel joy, not obligation, trying to live up to everyone's expectations. And they're really seeing the difference between the two. And I feel like there's some stuff here yesterday. Let me see if they'll tell me what it was about. I feel like some of it feels like a rehash of the holidays, and they're realizing, look, I'm still alive and I didn't do all the stuff that everyone said I had to do. And my little inner child was afraid I would die if I didn't do what everyone wanted. But I stood up and look at, I'm fine. And so I feel like they're like a big realization of how much of my life I was living for other people and not me. And I feel like that was a big reflective thing yesterday. What is the 10th? What is something? What was the 9th yesterday? There was something going on yesterday where I feel like maybe friends were asking him out, whatever, and they felt okay just gently saying, no, I'll pass this time. Thanks for inviting me though. They didn't have an excuse. They're just choosing to be home, and they didn't, or not to go to this party or get together. And they're like, and I'm okay with this. Huh. So I like that. They didn't feel like they had to go, no. I was gonna hit that no. Like,
No means no.
yeah. They didn't have to say it with that attitude. They were a gentle no, and they realized, wow, right? And then today, let's see what energy is going on today. They've got 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, it looks like contemplation here. They got the star card, which is about what's my dream come true, and the 2 of pentacles is like, which way is my dream? I feel like this has to do with more work and external world, and um it doesn't feel emotional, like romantic or that. It just feels like, okay, let's start here with job. What is it that I want to do? What is it that brings me joy? What has brought me joy? What would I want to do that brings me joy? So I feel like they're letting kind of their heart at least present where they want to go, and the mind's just like kind of has like tape over its mouth. It's got a straight jacket on, and it's woo, the mind's trying to speak up, and they're like, no, no, no. I'm letting the heart speak. So I like that. We also have the Six of Swords and the Death card, which is about transformation. Six of Sword is letting old communications and old ways of going, and it's allowed me to go from choppy waters to calmer waters. And I feel like they're ending some communication, and that makes sense with what we were talking about, ending some of that um, friendships that they're realizing everyone always it was because of how they were using me. Because they'd always be like, "Oh, yeah, if you can bring some of this and bring some of that and da, da, da," and then they would hardly bring anything. They were always, people more using them for stuff than appreciating them for who they were, and they're realizing who they're cutting out, of their life there. I feel like mom's still connected, but through tin cans with a string attached. But there's other people that were interwoven in there that they're like, "No, I'm gonna limit my contact, if not eliminate it." Um, so they're doing a lot of that choosing for themselves in friendships and work with all this. And then the third thing they have here, yeah, they're even contemplating going back to school with this King of Swords and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a teacher-student energy, and the King of Swords is the master of thinking, which can also be education. So I feel like they're even thinking about, what is it that I wanted to do that I settled for not doing, but what's stopping me, you know? And I feel like whatever this dream is that they had, um, it's like they're willing to pursue it, or they're thinking about it anyway. So today feels like a big day of what's this new energy? And it's the energy of astrology too, which is interesting. We have a lot of that, letting the old go. What do I want? This restarting energy that comes in. Um, so I feel like that's a lot of what's going on today. And right, and then for tomorrow, I was gonna say and I'm like, "Anything else?" But they wouldn't tell me. Yeah, we got the devil card, shaking and rattling of the cage, right? But it's also Saturn, Capricorn energy over the house of work, career. And the Knight of Pentacles is this quest for worth, but it's also the slowest moving horse, which is like, I could take a class, I could move towards this, and I could do this. I could, get my master's or, you know, get my master's in psychology so I can be or get my master's, yeah, so I can become a counselor or help people. It feels like their heart is in like wanting to be a counselor or being in I almost feel like medical field, and they're like, "Well, I'll start off maybe becoming a nurse, and then I can move up over time and see if I want to, you know, move into becoming a PA, and then if not that, and then a doctor maybe." I feel like maybe it's not that, but I feel like it's the heart of that. Of I really want to help people. I don't want to do what I want to do, what I've been doing anymore. I feel like it's not fulfilling and it's not where I wanna go. So I feel like this has to do with today kind of thinking about schooling and different things, but they're really continuing that adventure tomorrow. Yeah. They even got the Queen of Swords and the Four of Swords. So Queen of Swords is like the King of Cups. King of Cups is rolls over cups. Behind the scenes, the king have swords, so balancing. The Queen of Swords rolls over swords, but behind the scenes has cups. So there is this Four of Swords resting energy, and I feel like they're resting tomorrow and they're kind of balancing things out. So they're not in this, I gotta figure it out, I gotta go, go, go. Tomorrow feels like I'm in this pausing and just reflecting on things and just kind of daydreaming a little bit around what this future might look like with a job career change. And we got the Sun and the Justice card too, which the Justice card is this getting a lot of clarity, a lot of cutting away of, seeing things from, they're seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away the expectations, right? And the Sun card, it's almost, I mean, it's a very abundant energy, fire energy of like Sagittarius, but because it's Leo energy, but there's something to do with childhood dream. And I've always wanted to do this since I was a child, and they were told, no, 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 you can't do that. You're not capable of doing that. And I feel like this is what's coming through here is they're really thinking about all of this. I don't feel like it's a lawyer because I was thinking justice. Is it a lawyer? They want to help people? No. Maybe so. Maybe that is it. I don't know. But it does feel like there's this more of it is about clarity and deciding what they want to be when they grow up. Because they're like, I am grown up. I can make my own decisions now. This is very transformational for them, all this journey that they're going through, because they're really stepping into their own and not focused on trying to please everyone and all these people who would never be pleased anyway. It would never be enough and you wouldn't do it the right way. And he was kind of kept in that energy of like nothing's ever enough so that they would stay trying to please people because they were stuck in that cycle. But it's like the cycle, the ride has broke down and they've exited there. So, interesting. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in. All right, for that. Whatever I give attention to, wanted or unwanted, I am creating. Wow, this is the energy of I'm wanting to create. Says on the back, you were born with a magnificent emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what your vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. As it is your desire to feel good, right? Follow their joy, and you practice to choose good feeling thoughts, only good things will come to you. So I like this because I feel like as they're letting the old go and they're focusing on what does make me feel good, where I am headed, that good things are being drawn to them and they're realizing some things are changing. So I like that. All right. So that was for the first one there. Let me take a quick sip here. We'll go on to number two. Christina. Yeah, hello, Christina. Hello, hello. It's resonating with you. Yeah. You're so funny. All right. Good to see you, Christina. Did you get your reading? If you listened to it, I have your timestamps if you did. Here, I'll just throw them out there. If you needed your timestamps for your 2 questions, those are those there, if you want, just for ease of use. All right, so number 2 here, crescent moon is at 117 even. There we go. So thank you for your additional donation. And this one here. Yep. So third eye, private eye, deep dive read on Sagittarius communications and actions. What would this look like, and what is it that they will say towards you in the beginning, mid, and end of January, as well as the beginning, mid, and end of February? All right. Yeah, we're almost past the beginning of January. Can you believe it's the 10th already? It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. So let's take a look here. Communication and actions. Okay, beginning of January. I feel like it's just one for that. And then the middle of January. Middle of January. All right, let me reshuffle these. I feel like we need to clear away some of their energy from their last reading. The cards are all, oh my God, too much energy. All right, there we go. Smooth, smooth. So middle of January for communication, and I feel like this is actions and this, okay. And then the end of January, communications and actions. All right. And then February, the same. Communication and action. Communication and action. And communication and action. Action. Underline. Okay. I get you. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So, we've got this Empress energy on the bottom overall, representing all this energy around communication and action for this period of time, which an Empress energy is about, of course, creation. It's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture is really coming in here. And I do feel like a big piece of all this is them nurturing themselves in a different way than they used to nurture themselves. But there's creation energy along this too. So let's see what this is about. Just one card for communication and action for the beginning of, the Five of Cups. It feels like there's more they're focused on transforming their emotions. And so this makes sense that it starts off with that I'm alone, nurturing my emotions, transforming and creating. So I feel like, of course, that's what's been going on and where they're at right now. Because the way when we're asking for the beginning, end, and um, yeah, the beginning, middle, and end, really it can be 10 days each in a way, or 2 weeks with 2 weeks in the beginning, 2 weeks in the end, 2 weeks, I mean, the middle and 2 weeks in the end, and then weeks are overlapping. But I feel like for this one, they're going 10, 10, and 10. Well, February only, doesn't have 30, but they're kind of doing it like that in this reading. So the first 10 days, which we've already are at, is about that transformation of emotion, is where they've been at. No communication with hardly anyone, more focused on me taking care of my emotions, it feels. The middle of January, which would be like January 10th to January 20th-ish, communication-wise, 6 of Pentacles. There's this giving and receiving energy here, this back and forth energy. This but I feel like this is mainly like their communication, this is about fears of falling into my codependency, the way I used to overgive and, you know, and feel like everyone was taking from me. I feel like they're more in that. So it doesn't feel like for these next 10 days that there's a lot of reaching out yet. Let's see what's the actions underneath here, though. Yeah, we got the Moon card and the Two of Pentacles. So it's funny because we were talking about these last few days, they're looking at choices that were more work related. I feel like they're more contemplated choices of an emotional sense here with the Moon card and the Two of Pentacles. So it feels more that they're still in this contemplation mode right now based on current energy, of course. Um, and they're really kind of weighing out the emotional side of their heart and acting upon their heart, more romance energy than, but it feels like it's so tightly related, friendships and relationships with family and lovers, that they're seeing how they've always done that codependency in all areas of their life. And I feel like there's a lot of like awareness around this. And so they're just kind of sitting with it all, trying to process it, if that makes sense. And then the last 10 days or so of the month, yep, 7 of Pentacles, patience, realizing, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So taking my time, but also I don't want the same fruit as I had before. And it's interesting because we don't realize, we're like, oh, relationships, I don't know. But it's like I won't accept the same relationships I did before, um, because I've changed. And so there's that energy of realizing I'm not saying I'll never want to have, like, for me personally, I'll never find love again, or I don't want love. No, I don't want that love, the codependency love that I had before. The love I have now would be different anyway. So I'm like, but I'm also not actively trying to fill something inside of me anymore either. It's like if they come around, they come around. But I don't feel like they're that to that point yet. I feel like they're more in the freaking out stage of, "Oh god, I don't wanna go back into things that I had before," not specifically with just you, but everyone, right? Let's see what their actions are here. Yeah, again, the Tower, they're like, "I'm ripping things out of my life that don't serve me anymore." So there is this, you know I don't feel like the Tower is it being removed for them, I feel like it's them removing things out of their life that don't serve them anymore, which a lot of it has to do with the mindset and, um, the cycle of the old ways, I feel is like what they're wanting to put an end to, an abrupt end to, with that. So I feel like for January, it feels like they're more really focused on purging their life and focusing on what I wanna do before I take any actions. Alright, and then February, the first 10 days, we got the King of Wands. So again, there's this energy of what do I want? Let me put a plan together, let me take action. And I feel like we've been getting cards like this for a while for them, but I feel like one with their Sagittarius ADD energy, right? That it's, "Oh, let me do this," and then it, psh, "Oh, let me do this, psh, oh, wait, things have changed, I'm gonna do this instead, psh, wait, no, 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 and I'm gonna do this now, psh," it is this it is part of ADD, how the brain is wired. It's all about, um oh my god, I'm excited, I wanna learn camping, and so I'm gonna buy a tent and this and the little, kerosene stove, I mean, this and this and this and this, and that all sits in the garage and they never use it because in the moment, they're all excited and they'll learn everything about it for 15 hours, buy all the stuff, go out and get it, and excited that they're gonna use it next weekend, maybe in 2027. And this is a kind of feels like what they're going through right here, is that they're creating stuff, plans, but then the plans so much is changing so fast in their life, granted that too, that it's like, "Oh, the old plans are already too old. Now I need new plans." There's this, um, oh, what was it? I forget the name of the movie, but it had Kevin Costner, he was over NASA. It was back in the '60s, way before when they were gonna put man on the moon or something. Um, or they were first time they sent someone into outer space, and she was the she was a human computer, that's what they called him, right? And they would calculate all the trajectories by hand, and by the time she brought the stuff in, she'd been working all day, they would go, "Sorry," and they put it in the trash. They're like, "That's already too old, we have to do something different now." And I feel like that's kinda what their plans are, is that they've, let that go, and now they're reverting to new ones. But I feel like they are here with the 4 of Wands now. This is about marriage kind of energy, and that they are thinking about that part of their life, like, "Is that what I want? And if I do want it, what's my plan?" So I feel like they're thinking again a lot. Hidden Figures, thank you, Jojo. Boom. So there is that kind of energy that's going on here, that they're thinking, not taking action, but they're thinking about that side of things. Middle of February, so like 10th-ish through the 20th, we got the Leo, we got the courage, the bravery energy coming in here with communication. Let's see if they have action behind that here. 5 of Swords, still conflicted between head and heart coming in here. So it just feels like they're working on getting up courage to communicate, but they're still conflicted. The head and the heart are still keeping them from acting on it. But it's like they're getting what it almost feels like I'm getting my courage up, but also I feel like I don't want to be a caged lion. Oh, that's where the 5 of Swords is coming in, the conflict. The heart's going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah," and the mind's going, "I don't know." I don't wanna fall into all these expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be and whatever that everyone has in relationships. I'm just starting to enjoy my freedom of not having expectations on me because 'cause I'm busting away the lion that ran away from the zoo, and they're like, "I don't know. What if they have a cage and they're gonna try to trap me? I don't wanna go back. I'm not going back to the zoo," you know? So, it's kinda where they're at with their energy in the middle. We get to the end of February, we got the 4 of Swords. Their mind is at rest. They've let go of expectations. They do feel like calm in a way. What else is with these here? We've got the Ace of Swords, the Hanged Man. So a lot of clarity, a lot of seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like we'll see what their actions are here, but this feels like it's funny that they're saying, I can go check things out from up here. If I walk down here, I can get trapped. But if I, it's like Mission Impossible. Da 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 da. If I drop in from here, I can escape and not get caught if I see danger. so, so up at the movies tonight. Um, their actions, the Seven of Wands, yeah, this is that I'm going to be true to myself. I'm not going to shrink. I'm not going to ask permission. I'm going to shine bright and be myself. I'm not going to defend. So I'm going to present myself as I am. And yeah, and the star card, which is this balanced dream come true type of energy here. So it feels like here towards the end of February, like the last 10 days ish, is when they are like, what are you afraid of? You know, um, I'm not going to just reach out and ask someone to marry me. I'm going to just, this Ace of Swords is about new communication, right? And I feel like it's more of what do they do in Mission Impossible movies where they're kind of having someone go and check things out, scouting kind of energy. I'm just gonna scout it out. And um the conversation is not, you know, this energy of sharing too much, right? I'm not gonna give away my hand. I'm just gonna check it out. I'm gonna just have some conversation, strike up a conversation, have some communication, see where you're coming from. Keep an eye out for bars being formed around me, like slowly caging the lion, because I don't want to be caged. I want to, not that I don't, you know, it's not like I'm wanting to run around and sleep with everyone or anything. But it's, I want to be free, born free, like the old movie. I cried like a baby when I watched that when I was a young child. They're letting him out into the wilderness. I was crying. Woo! It was a good thing though, because they were being returned to the wild, but they have to let the lions go. And it's all right because you're going to be a lioness and you can go on this adventure. But I feel like that's what's going to be necessary with them is to be like be in gratitude for what is happening, not focus on what's not, or needing intentions, needing that, because that's what they perceive as a cage, right? Interesting. The fortune cookie, look at the little birdie, says physical well being is only one good thought away. Says you could have every disease known to man within you today. And if you chose different feeling thoughts tomorrow, they would all leave your body. The key is to not give any unwanted thing much attention. When it doesn't feel good, turn your attention someplace else. Hmm. So this is really kind of a double meaning. One of it is, our thoughts are what create into our body, into our world. So what am I focused on? Am I focused on wanting, we talk about this, right? Wanting, needing, fearing, then I draw things in that match that energy. If I'm focusing on what I'm grateful for about what if I have something with someone, what I have now, or if I don't, well, even if I did or did not, what I have had, what I'm grateful for, because that's what draws in things that match that. So if I'm looking at what could be what should be, what it needs to be, those expectations or desire of want and need and all that, then actually it pushes it away, right? We've talked about this, I know. This other thing though, when it does, and this is kind of their energy in a way, when it doesn't feel good, then I turn my attention somewhere else. If it doesn't make me feel, then if it makes me fear like, "Oh, cage," I look elsewhere. But if I'm like, "There is freedom," then that draws me in, kind of energy. But I think it's a message for you too, as well, that if it doesn't feel good, at some point, if they don't act and they don't communicate, it's gonna be like, "I'm gonna look someplace else." But you know all that. We've talked about that already, I know. So, has the communication energy changed from January to February? Yeah, right now it feels like they're very internal and there's no communication till, like, the end of February. The last 10 days of February is where it's at right now based on current energy today, which we know it's constantly fluctuating and changing, and, especially future energies when they're on that super bzz, 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 bzz. Again, that the ADD mind is such a challenging one, um, for making progress and things just because of the excitability of the moment. Bunny trails, they can go off and then bunny trail back, and we talk about it all the time. My host, she's so funny 'cause I'll go upstairs to grab a package, drop something off, do something, and I see her go into the kitchen. She's got her coffee going, and then she's, "Oh, hey, ba 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 da 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 da," and she'll go do this, and she's doing this and everything. She starts walking out of the kitchen, and I'll be like, "Your coffee," and she's like, "Oh, that's right. That's why I came into the kitchen in the first place." And I'm like, "Yep, that's the way it works." And but, she tries to focus on the strengths of it and go, "You know what? I make peace with it." Um, I have a microwave. If the coffee's cold, I just make it iced coffee or I heat it up. I'm like, "That's right." So, hopefully that helps, Crescent Moon. Much more patient than me, for sure. All right. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations. And of course, just a reminder you do have 45 minutes worth of readings if you want to use any of those for a personal recorded reading, of course. So I know you know about those. I like to remind you for my own peace of mind. All right. No pressure, no expectations, just information. All right. Check off in my mind. All right. And then thank you, Moonlight, for your additional donation. And I did see, yes. Oh, you're driving on the Highway 5 and doing your best to obey the law. You'll listen to those when I'm finished hearing you right now. Oh, yeah, no problem. Well, one of them is to don't drive too long. Enjoy your a balanced approach to your journey. You're like, "Oh, screw that. I'm gonna drive straight through." All right. Let me just get these done here. All right. So Moonlight, I do have your free reading. On to the under the list here. Free readings are just 1 to 2 cards. So when you say digging in the deep, we'll see how deep we go on the free readings, of course. But and if you're asking, clarifying on your other ones, then that can add into it, of course. All right, you're very welcome. Yeah, absolutely. You take your time. They, like I said, they don't expire until I do, and then even then, I'll come haunt you. I'll come give you a reading in your dream. Your dreams, how that? I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, so February, I'll do a mental note, um, that if you don't ask for it in February, I'll remind you in March. Or, you know, I don't think you need reminding. You know all about it. You're an adult. You're welcome. Thank you so much. All right. So I think we're good there. We're good there. Okay. So let us jump in here for more. So where we're at on donations, I've got Moonlight, and then to Brenda, and then back to Moonlight. That's where I'm at now. If I don't have any others, then we will jump into. Um, oh, I get you. Okay, I hadn't looked at your other ones yet, so I get you. So it's not free. I'll take you off the list there. I get you. Thank you. Just psyching me out. I get it. I get it. All right. So let's jump in here. So, Moonlight, your first one is at 141 here. There we go. So, thank you for your first donation, which is the new sticker. So, thank you for that. And let's find you here. There it is. So, the meeting yesterday served a surprise, and now the future looks pretty different. It was an okay meeting, but it did not give much. So, what now? So how does your son feel about it deep down? Like a cold shower, how will his motivation be? Will he change his profession? Will he get help and steady income? All right, let's take a look here. So, how does he feel about the outcome yesterday deep down? This and this. All right. How will his motivation be? All right, thank you. Anything else? And that one. Okay. Will he change his profession? Okay. And will he get help and steady income? Okay. Help and steady income. All right. There we go. Yeah. I do feel here. Yeah. I think, didn't we get in a reading before? They're bringing something back that with whatever was unfolding, that he was going to end up changing professions anyway. And this confirms it here, if that wasn't what we mentioned before, because have a memory of saying something like that, that they just touched in my head. But we have the 10 of Wands, which is an ending of where I'm investing my energy in a reinvestment. And then we also got the 3 of Wands underneath that on the bottom of the deck, which is a change of direction. So I feel like the underlying energy here was like, it's what was in the cards anyway, that this isn't what his heart wanted, this is what his mind wanted. Oh, that's right, because it's what his father told him to do, right? Right? You're so calm, I can move slow. I love it. Yeah, right? That just reminded me of that. It was like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, because this is what his father wanted him to do, not really what he wanted to do." So, in a way, it's almost like his heart or his subconscious kind of, in a way, self-sabotaged because that's not what they wanted to do, and now they can't, right? Um, so it's like, "I tried." Let's see here. Um, so how does he feel about it deep down? Yeah, King of Cups, balance between head and heart, and the King of Swords. There's this thinking about doing something different, even studying, going to school for something different, because that King of Swords is all about thinking and education, but there's this balanced energy here. As all this lint comes off this sweater. Let's see what's below the surface here. So how are they feeling about it all? Yeah, like, now I can follow my dream come true kind of energy with the star card. We got the Page of Swords, clarity of direction, and the Two of Pentacles. Now I have a choice. It's balanced energy, so I don't feel this really bothered him too much. Um, and they've got this, I have another choice I can make, 2 pentacles. And I feel like even though, there's that fear of disappointing, I don't feel like they fear like they're disappointing dad. I just feel like they're like, I'm gonna live my life, and this is showing me a different route, with it. How will it was it how is motivation gonna be? Let me find the question here. Oh, here it is. Even highlighted it, it went right past it. Yeah, how was his motivation be? Will he change his profession soon? Okay, so how will his motivation be? Well, Knight of Swords is action towards learning something new. So I feel like this is an action, this is a movement energy. Underneath that, we've got the Nine of Wands. So there is this barrier and it's perseverance too, energy though, with this Knight of Swords. I just feel like they're gonna go like, I'm gonna take this as a locked door. I'm not supposed to go that way. I'm gonna go this way. But I like this perseverance energy. I don't feel like it's going to um make them slow down. I almost feel like it makes them speed up because they've got this mentality that they're behind now, and now I need to make a change and catch up, if that makes sense. Um, will they change their profession? Yep, King of Wands. I feel like they're deciding it here. Um, and this energy of the Emperor, King of Wands energy, right? We get this where they get out of their head, clearing the throne room, going, get everyone out, all these advisors of my life. And what do I want? What does my heart want? What I want to do, I put a plan together and then I take action. And that's what I feel like they're doing here is figuring out what it is they really want to do. So I do feel like they're undecided that they will, but I feel like it's leaning towards that they will with all this energy we're getting here. Will they get support and financial support? That was the other one, right? Yeah. Will he get help and steady income? So help. Yeah. Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune is yes. So I feel like they will get support. The Six of Wands is victory. The Wheel of Fortune is that energy of that, everything that unfolds is for me in the tuna for me. Below the surface here, let's see what we got here. We got the Seven of Swords, which is them getting out of the head of the lying, the deceit, these thoughts that keep them from moving forward. And the Nine of Pentacles, yeah, there's this hermit energy here, this independence energy, this self sufficiency energy. And mom goes, Yay. Sorry, I'm falling off my chair. Um, so it does feel like they do get the support and the finances, but it's there's something here about overcoming these obstacles in their head here, right? Yeah, do what he wants, do what he loves, right? Even on the bottom of the deck, we've got the hermit, but the Ace of Pentacles underneath that too, which is abundance, and a new opportunity. So I feel like they might have a little bit of kind of reflection and alone time, contemplating, but then I feel like things start moving and they do take that action because I do feel that I feel like I'm behind and I need to catch up kind of energy. So interesting. But everything does happen. That tuna for us, everything always happens for us, whether we can see it in the moment or not. But I feel like his human side, whenever we get the Wheel of Fortune, does realize, oh, this is for me. This does, you know, uh, it's like the Tower card. Things are removed out of my life on purpose, for purpose. to make space for something that's more in alignment with where I truly want to go and who I truly want to be, right? So, interesting. Let's put the fortune cookie is here, and then we'll move on to your. We'll circle back here in a moment for your second question after we um, complete Brenda's. I love the card that says, "I am learning that all problems resolve themselves." It says, "When you have a problem, a desire exudes forth from you, and Source hears it and answers it immediately. Once you remove your attention from the problem, you then allow the solution. Give birth to the question and let it go, and allow the answer to flow." Wow, I love that. Here, I'll even let you see this in case we'll see if maybe it'll, come on, come on. Well, you can kind of see it. So for some reason, it's not. There it goes. Maybe you can read it now. I'm really close to the microphone. Hey, everybody. All right. So when I put both hands, I have to move closer. All right. Are we, come on. There. I think the focus is back. All right. So that is for that one, my friend. And then we will circle back around for number 2 here in a momentito after we complete Brenda's. All right. So thank you so much. All right. So Brenda, 150, 155. Look at all those 5s and 1s in your reading here. So thank you for your donation and the lovely sticker. And Brenda, good to see you. So, a general in love with the guy that you like, Raul. And if there's someone else too, LOL, you're so funny. And your energies for the rest of the weekend, like what's coming in love and money? What? Yeah, tell me. All right, let's take a look here. Take a quick sip here. All righty. So, general in love with the guy Raul. Let's see what they have here. Guardian Raul. We got 2, 2, and 1 for them. And then, is there someone else? We'll take a look here at that. And then, energies for the rest of the weekend. And anything about love, anything about money. All right. Let's take a look here. So, Raul, what do we have here? We got the 3 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. Not the droid you're looking for. That's a Star Wars reference. I don't know. 3 of Cups. I don't know. This doesn't feel. 3 of Cups is like, it can be joy, it can be, but I feel like you're with the 7 of Pentacles, which is, and I'm not getting the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit energy of the 7 of Pentacles. It's more the fruit that grows isn't what you're looking for. And this 3 of Cups feels like third party kind of situation. Like they're not a very faithful person, at least until they're in a committed relationship. I feel like there's more than just one person they're interested in with that energy. You got the Strength card and the 10 of Cups. And I feel like this Leo energy, they're happiest here when they're free, is what I get with this energy here. I just feel like they're not looking for like this commitment kind of energy. Let's see what's below the surface here too. Yeah, Page of Wands. You know, it's more about passion and action than it is, you know, about you know, like love and all of this emotional sharing. I feel like they're just I don't know, I just get this freedom energy from them that they like the romance, they like the feeling. It's like I'm in love with the feeling of being in love, but I don't want the commitment, because I the love wears off and then I feel like I'm trapped. And I feel like this is the kind of energy that they kind of consciously or unconsciously have. And they might be wondering, why don't my relationships work out? It's because they do have that, you know, um, interesting way of looking at it. Uh, It's because they're not just enjoying life and meeting someone that sparks and like, wow, kind of energy. They are looking for something to fill them up and they're realizing it doesn't, kind of energy. And that the strength card is they're so hungry for wanting to feel full, but they're looking in the wrong place because they have to look in here for that first to fill up. And then they can have a fulfilling relationship with someone. And I feel like they're so hangry, they're hungry, angry, their heart is, that it feels like it's just desperate to go, "This one and this one, maybe I need 2 people, maybe I need 3, maybe 1 person isn't enough," and it's like, "No, 1 person is enough, you're just looking at the wrong person, it needs to be you that you're looking at," kind of energy, so, hopefully that makes sense. Let's see, is there someone else? We got the Queen of Pentacles. And this is mother nature, mother nurture kind of energy coming in. And I feel like they're kind of saying, yeah, and that someone is you, because this is a self nurturing card. And kind of what we were saying is, yeah, I've got to be the love of my life, full and overflowing, and then not searching for love, not looking, trying to fill a position in my life, but looking for what let my heart fill up and overflow. And what does it take me in life? And what am I doing? And then if I bump into someone who's also doing the same and something sparks and then something unfolds, then I end up wanting a relationship with someone, that person, because of what we experienced together, not looking for a position to fill in my life that I keep having to fire people from and try to find someone else to take a position, right? There's, one of my, easier path episodes it's from a couple weeks ago, I think, called The Unicorn of Love. I talk about that in there if that interests you, check that out. And then let's see here, what's coming for the rest of the weekend? What's coming in for love, money, whatever. So, what's coming in general? Yeah, the battle between the head and the heart here. Your head wanting to go a direction, your heart wanting to go another. So there is this kind of inner conflict that's happening. Um, your mind wanting to do the things like that's the wanting to fill a position. The mind wants to go, oh, if we need this and this and this. We need to put out a a job ad to get people like dating apps, right? To get people to apply. We're accepting applications. I'm doing interviews, dating. I'm doing a background check. I'm checking your social media, right? All that. And that's the one that feels like work. The other one is, like we talked about, the heart just wants to live and express and if I'm out there, I find love. I do, yeah. But the mind wants to do it in its organized um, work like energy, if that makes sense. Um, let's see what love looks like for you this weekend. Yeah, the Knight of Wands, it's a lot of passion. It's a lot of people wanting motion, but not emotion. So it's a lot of people wanting to, they're attracted physically, they're attracted energetically, but not emotionally. So there's a lot of that kind of love, everyone, and if you're on a dating app or dating apps, and we all understand it, we get it, they turn into like hookup sites so much. And so everyone's all about, you know, speed, speed. I want to meet you. It's like, well, you know, You can really tell something from someone. People are like, oh, they put on this wonderful facade of, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm looking for this and that. And then, um, hey, if you give me your phone number, we can talk. And you're like, well, let me get to know you a little more. What's the matter? Blah, 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 psh, and you're like, oh, wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Crazy. You can just give it a little bit of time and they reveal themselves, right? Right. And then money, you have the Eight of Cups. I feel like the Eight of Cups, this is about letting some emotion go. And it's funny, it's also letting a relationship with money go that no longer serves you, which is an interesting thing. It's like, what emotion do I have around money that I can let go that feels like lack, that feels like want, that feels like need, that feels like any fear of not having enough? And it's like I'm ready to let go of some of these emotions. I'm ready to move into something where I'm enjoying what is and sitting in this place of rest and peace. Even got the Four of Swords on the bottom where it's letting the expectations go and being at rest in here. So I feel like it's an interesting energy this weekend. It feels like there's just a lot of clarity that's coming in, a lot of things that are wanting to be moved away out of your life to bring you that clarity of purpose, if that makes sense. I just feel like there's that type of energy that's happening. All right. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here, Brenda. I know it's not really what we were hoping for. I know, but it's all good. Yeah. Because here it's all about vibration. Because it says, the vibrations of my being influence the universe. Whatever I'm focusing on is what I draw in, right? Says everything vibrates and is communicating, reacting, responding, and integrating with other vibrating things. Once you begin to offer your vibrations on purpose, now you are in absolute control of your experience, which that is, it's like this clarity I feel is coming in about what I want to grow and what I don't, and purposely focusing my energy on gratitude for the things I do want to grow and not focusing on the other. Um, so hopefully that helps. Right, my dear. That's what they got for you. Many blessings. All right. And then I don't think anyone else came in here. Nope. So we're bouncing back to Moonlight. Thank you, Moonlight, for your second donation. Here are both your timestamps. Move that over there. And so, digging in the deep, how does R feel about being left behind? Losing it all, including his so called friends. Oh, has it been a wake up call? Does he understand we reach the end, that you guys have reached the end? Why does he call? All right. We'll take a look here and see. I'm almost done with this tea. All right. Let's see. What's going on with the R? Okay, so how does he feel about being left behind? Okay. Losing it all, including his so-called friends. Okay. Got this. Got this. Got that. All right. It's funny. It came out in I feel like a loser because it came out in a giant L. Loser, poor guy. All right. Has it been a wake up call for him? Let's see here. Find out more about that. And does he understand that you guys are over? We're over. Over. Right?
No, 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 no.
So why does he call then? Right? All right. So, I want to start off here with the Emperor card on the bottom of the deck. Because the Emperor card in this one explains why he calls a bit. I was going to wait, but I feel like we want to jump to that because I feel like this will help explain a lot of what's going on here, right? Because they're bringing back, I don't know when I watched it last few days, something about a narcissist and how, oh, I think it was in this book that I was reading because he talks about narcissists want attention, want people to do what they want them to do and everything. And when people don't, they will actually um, purposely try to get people frustrated because, in a way, an underlying way, it makes them feel empowered because they're trying to be loved and they're trying to be liked. It's a extreme amount of neglect and fear of rejection. So they go, you know, all in big, wanting every trying to control people. And when people don't do it, then they will do stuff to try to kind of piss them off and frustrate them and try to attempt to get people back under their control. Um, and in a way, when they can get a reaction, a response from people, then they feel in control in a way, if that makes sense. So I feel like there is some of that. It's good to understand that with this underlying energy with all of this here, right? Yeah. And that's what happens because people eventually, like Caesar, eventually they all stab him in the back because they don't want to be under a dictator. They want a loving emperor. And if someone can't love themselves, they can't be a loving emperor to other people. They because they lack love for themselves, then they look for control and try to make people love them. And, you know, so interesting. Um, we'll dig more into the I feel like that's good just for everything. We will circle back around for that second part. But let's see, how do they feel besides feeling like a loser? And we got the 9 of Pentacles, which is feeling like I'm all alone. You know, the 9 of Pentacles is that hermit energy, but I feel like they feel like they've been sentenced to solitary confinement kind of energy. How did they feel losing it all? We have the Page of Pentacles, which is, you know, there's gonna be new opportunities. So they're like, "I'm alone for now, but I'm gonna have other opportunities to gain everything back and more," you know, is kind of their little illusionary motivation or belief kind of thing, right? Um, how does he feel about losing his friends? Yep. Knight of Swords, moving on. They'll contact me back. This is for me, the Wheel of Fortune, but these are all not, you know, the energies of spirit. This is the energy of how they're trying to deceive themselves by telling themselves these lies, um, falsehood, false motivations, or false, um, I don't know, falsities, right? It's just, you know, "Oh, I'm gonna get everything back and more. Oh, they'll call back. I'll find new friends. I'll find new people. This is gonna be fine." 'Cause it's like, I feel like a loser. Like, inside, I feel like a loser, but I'm not. Um, there's this old Saturday Night Live, his name was Stuart Smalley, I think is either the actor or the character he played, but he'd stand up in a mirror, and "I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and darn it, people like me," um, is what he would say, and it was like, that's what I feel he's doing because It wasn't true, but he was kept on saying, "I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and darn it, da da da." But it was trying who you trying to convince, because no one's you're not convincing anyone. I don't even feel like you're convincing yourself in a way, right? Yeah, he has hope. There's hope. I have hope, energy. So I feel like they're, trying to keep hopeful and kind of trying to convince themselves a lot of that. Has it been a wake-up call? Let's see. 9 of Wands. I feel like there's this protective barrier. Got 3 cards, 5 of Swords, Knight of Wands. We got conflict energy. Knight of Wands is more um, reactionary, fiery, feisty energy, angry energy. What's below the surface here, too? I don't know. We got the King of Wands energy, which is like the Emperor energy, and the Three of Cups, which is this joy energy or community. But I feel like they still feel like I'm the emperor, I'm the king. People are, going to eventually fall back under my reign in a way. I don't feel like it's a wake up call. I just feel like because right now they're deceiving themselves. They're in a different reality, and that's a lot of what happens with narcissists. They live in a different world, and this is everyone else's fault. They don't take their own fault. They have to blame everyone else. They're like, "I can't believe people are like this. People must be really messed up to treat me like this. I'm a good king. How could they be trying to overthrow the kingdom? Why is there a coup?" So, I don't feel like it's been a wake-up call yet, anyway. Does he understand that you guys have reached an end? Well, got the hermit energy. Hermit energy coming in here. So it does kind of feel like they do realize that they're alone for now, but why does he keep calling, right? Yeah. So got the King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. The It's like the King of Swords is I've got skills. I got communication skills. And it's like Napoleon Dynamite, if you ever saw that. I got skills. And I feel like it is like Napoleon Dynamite who thought he had all these skills. Well, he had some dancing skills in the end, but I feel like it comes down to this emperor energy where they have this, I have the ability, if I call you, I can get you to come back under my reign with that King of Swords, right? Right. And the Three of Pentacles is about creativity and um and in a way the Three of Pentacles is like collaboration, and it's like they're trying different ways to get back into your good graces. Like, I could see them trying to collaborate on something going, "Hey, I'm working on this, and I know this is something that you enjoyed. Would you like to, like, work on it with me?" It's like, if I can't get you one way, I'll try another way, and if that doesn't work, I'll try another way, and if that doesn't work, I'll try another way. I'll try frustration, I'll try making you feel bad, I'll try luring you into something that you enjoy. They'll try all the different ways to try to manipulate, right? And it's just where they're at in their life, because they're trying to find this feeling of love that they have never found in the outside world, which we never do. But I feel like they had very um, unemotional or unattached parents where they didn't feel that love from them. And so they're still trying to find it in the outside world, but it's all turning them inward. Eventually, they'll wake up, and this is happening for them. This is part of their experience they wanted to, so we can just let it be, right? Yeah. So, your fortune cookie is when I appreciate, I feel so very good. There's this butterfly. Says appreciation is the secret to life. Become a person who appreciates, and you will thrive. You will fulfill your reason for being. Yeah, and that's that gratitude, right? When I when I focus on what someone's doing that I don't like, and I don't like who they are, and I don't like how they treat me, and I don't like this and this, they need to do this, they should do this, and da da da, and blah blah blah. What I'm doing is I'm growing that, and I'm attracting more of it, not just from them, but other places in my life too. So when I move into that appreciation, like, what do I appreciate about them? When I focus in on that, then my energy changes toward them. Doesn't mean I have to let them back in my door. Don't get me wrong, but it's my energy changes and I start drawing in things that match that from them even, but from other people too. So it's like, what did I appreciate about them? And I focus in on that, then I start to see that both in myself and in other things around in my life too, not just in them. So there is that, kind of clarity that comes in. Yeah. Well, he has the perfect life that he's wanting right now. And that's okay. We don't have to try to change it. We don't have to try to, hope that there'll be someone different because that's judging, right? We don't have to. That's not, we can look at everyone as being perfectly who they want to be in this moment because we all are until we are done and then we choose something different. But when we're not done with our lessons yet, it's like I don't need, they're wanting to experience that. I'm not going to stop them. I don't need to stop them from that. So it's you get to free yourself, right? That's what you're doing. You're waking up to have a life that's more in alignment with your higher self energy. And eventually they will too, one way or another, whenever they're ready and not before. And that's all right. And isn't that a great feeling how we've moved from trying to control things that are outside of our control to coming back to controlling what we can, which is our story, our emotions, our energy, and our actions. Right? I love it. All right. So that's what they have for you, my friend. Thank you again for your dual donations. And I think we had Mariana come in. Hello, hello. Let's grab your question, add you to the free list here, which I think we're about to begin. All right. Perfect formulation, right? Hey, Tim Jim. Good vibes in this sesh. Absolutely. You're very welcome. I'm gonna go move this out of the way. So I don't have any other donations, so I'm gonna move on to free readings here. But I'm gonna go take this cup over there in the my kitchen area, and I'm gonna run and have a bio break real quick so that I can focus on these free readings and not go 150 miles an hour. I want to take my time with them. So it'll be just 2 quick minutes, and I'll be right back. If I don't knock over my singing bowl here. There we go. So I'll be right back. All right. Good night, moonlight. All right. Much better. Now I can focus and concentrate more. All right. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to shuffle these up for the free readings as we did last night, the night before. I'm going to shuffle them all with the energy of answering all free reading questions that are coming up. We'll do this 3 times, and then we'll also grab a second deck and we'll pull a card from each. All right. So those are set. Do those, and then we'll do this other one here. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry. So funny. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. Well, not unless you have a bad back and you squeeze too tight. Then it's all she wrote. Snap someone in half. All right. So those are those. All right. Let me grab that, Tim. We'll add you to the list here. Boom, boom. All righty. So let us dive in here. So up first, we do have Ateshi Singh. So Ateshi, here is your time stamp. I'm going Southern suddenly. So is it a good idea to focus on stepping stone crush so I can grow as a person, or focus on someone I would want to marry? Oh, let's take a look here. So let's see the energy here. If you do focus, if you do allow a stepping stone crush so you can grow as a person, you do have the 9 of swords, the 10 of wands. So here is, it does help you strip away expectations of the 9 of swords. And the 10 of wands, it helps you change your energy from that of, I would call it like from burden to abundance. It allows you to see things differently. It allows you to focus in on, you learn through the stepping stone not to focus on expectation of what's not happening, what's not growing, what they're supposed to do, what they're not supposed to do. And, that's what sucks the life out of a relationship. So it's like, you know, we can learn some hard stuff with a stepping stone and then clear away the rubble from the stepping stone after it gets crushed and falls apart, right? We're just going to move that to the side after we've learned what we needed to learn, what we wanted to learn from it. And then when we meet the person that we're going to marry, we don't have all that baggage that we take in. We don't learn those hard lessons with that person, which, you know, you can do either one. The thing though with when you have like experiences where you work through things with someone, you always have that ammunition that in our low point and when we're in our fight or flight mode, that ammo comes out, and we fired that at them, even though we had thought we had let it go. When it's with someone else, we don't have that ammunition that will come up, and it makes it easier for us to have like clearer communication. That's why we wanted to have stepping stones so that we don't try to jump over a river or a stream and fall in the middle of the water and hit our head on the other side of the bank of the river. Instead, we have stepping stones that we step across, so it's a smoother transition across the stream to get to the other side. And so we chose to have the stepping stones. So I feel like Spirit is saying there's no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different outcomes, different experiences. And a stepping stone, we have a lot of that of good things that happen too but we clarify a lot of what we do want and what we don't want through these stepping stones, that sometimes if we don't go through that, we don't we even delay getting with the person that we would end up with. We delay it thinking that I'm gonna get there faster, but the whole thing is those stepping stones help us clear away. The way I can explain it is like we have all these expectations, right? Supposed to be, should be's, need to be's, have to be's. Now we're like this. We have this very limited view of the person that we want to be with based on all that stuff, right? But the person that we want to end up with is actually over here. We can't see it because we're blinded by this blind. These stepping stones help whittle this away, where instead of taking a long time to eventually someday getting over here, we're like, "Oh, there they are." We think skipping the stepping stone will get there faster, but it actually makes it longer because the stepping stone helps get this expectation, like my sound effects, to where we can see them go, "Oh, wow." So they actually stepping stones help us get there faster instead of falling into the stream and getting down the stream, getting to the other side, having to walk all the way back up, right? So hopefully that makes sense, but that's what they got for you, Tashi. We eventually got there. Anyway, many blessings. All right. Then we have Brenda Globy. Hey, Brenda. Let's grab your timestamp here. So our KTH and JJK stepping stones. Oh, we're talking about stepping stones for AS, or could one of them actually lead to something long term? Let's take a look. Stepping stones. We got 3 of cups, which is the friend zone, or third party situation, and 7 of swords, lying, deceit, and deception. So I feel like both of these are all about stepping stones. There's not a dream come true, long-term energy here. I feel like they are more allowing, AS to see those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that we deceive ourselves and we think, "Oh, these are what I like," and we're like, no, it isn't." But we'll see through them, and that's where we were just talking about on Ateshi's, right before yours, about stepping stones. You might even rewind, um, to we have 2:23 is when Ateshi started, um, 2 hours and 23 minutes, and if you're watching this after the stream is done, her timestamp will be right above yours. You can just click on it and go listen to it too, but it is this energy of, um, we learn about what we don't want, and we learn about what we do want, and we learn a lot about ourselves. So it feels like this energy feels a lot about that being chosen and, getting rid of some old mindsets that cheat us out of opportunities. The cheating of the cheaters, energy that comes in here a bit too. So it's like, okay, I'm how am I cheating on myself with other people? Because I'm looking for my self-worth out here instead of my self-worth here. So I'm cheating on myself with them, trying to define myself by them. I feel like that's part of the realization that comes in, the freedom that comes in with it. So I feel like that's where we're at right now with, that energy. So hopefully that makes sense, Brenda. Brenda, I'm sure it makes sense, but hopefully that resonates. So that's what they got for you. All right. And then we got Christina Lowe at 2:30:30. So here's for your free reading. Thank you so much for your donations earlier. Appreciate that. So for your free question, you will relate it. Have you met the person you will share this love with yet? All right, let's take a look. We've got the 4 of Swords and the Chariot. you know, it doesn't feel like it here because the Chariot is movement energy, it's power of choice energy, and the 4 of Swords is like this rest energy. Because I do feel like there's a little bit of time left here, um, And yeah, the choosy chooser, because that's what we got before. Now they're bringing back that you had the 7 of cups and you were like, "No, no, 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 no." Um, I'm looking for the cream of the crop, and you haven't met the cream of the crop, or you would be like, "Oh, I know who it is," but this is about clearing it away and letting old mindsets fall away, old emotions fall away, old energy, physical things fall away as well, and that allows you the openness. You're letting expectations go. You're clearing away things where there is this um, calmness when you meet them, rather than this feeling rushed. This feeling, I don't know. It's just a very calm energy when you meet the one that is coming for you there, because you're realizing, no, I'm not settling anymore, and I'm changed, and these others don't match up. So it's someone new, because Um, I don't feel like you've met them at all, with all this energy. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you, right? And then musical beer, you are up. Here's your timestamp. Who's trying to hack your Instagram account? The devil. No, no devil here. So there is this, you have the 5 of swords. It feels like it's someone that you had conflict with before. And the temperance card, it feels like it was a while ago, and it's just taken them some time to kinda act upon this conflict that was going on here. Um, Temperance is Sagittarius energy too, so can be a Sagittarius. But, I don't I just feel like it's someone that you had a conflict with a while ago. And temperance is it's slow, slow moving, biding their time, or they forgot, and now something triggered them, and now they're like, "I'm just gonna see," you know? And it's like, "Nope, you can't do it." But I feel like it's someone that, some hurt feelings that have bubbled up from, and it feels like it's a while ago, like months ago, when the conflict happened. So, hopefully that makes sense. It feels like it's just someone trying to, I don't know, in some moments of pain and suffering with other things that are triggered, they're just trying to do it to a variety of people, trying to do things, just try to mess with people, because 'cause they're like, "Yeah, this will scare him. This will make him frustrated, even if I don't get in there," you know? Um, at least it'll bring him some unpeace, like, to match the unpeace that they made me feel, kind of stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe that'll tell you who it is. All right, well, that's what they have for you, musical beer. So many blessings to you. All right. And we have Ashul. You are up, AG. So let's take a look here. Oops, grab your timestamp here. Ashul. So, in the last reading, you said there are 2 options in your life. One of them is your male friend who likes you. You want to know his true intentions. Is he genuine? All right. His name is K. All right, let's take a look here. What do we have here? Well, yep. They see you as this high priestess, and they're this Knight of Cups, movement of romance. So their intentions are romantic. It is this movement of love, and it's like the knight is coming to serve the high priestess. They want to come and present in the high priestess in their high priestess temple. They want to bring that here. Um, yeah, and I feel like, the high priestess, she does discover the unknown. She's able to dive deep into the, what, because she's very empathic to the true emotions, sees behind the veil, connects with spirit. And I feel like they know when this Knight of Cups, they're bringing their love. When they know they're bringing it to the high priestess, they know there's no fooling you. You know, um, I better be true, or I can't hide anything from you. So it does feel genuine there. And I like that. I like that energy. So hopefully that helps, at least from their standpoint, that they believe it's true, right? And it does feel true. So, right. Many blessings. All right. Dollface Diva, you are up. And you would like a general reading. Let's see what we got here for you. Got the Seven of Wands and the Empress. Didn't we used to get like the Empress all the time for you? It feels like it. But I like this because this is about creativity, being true to your authentic self, expressing yourself, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, but standing tall. Create, create, create. Be true to yourself. Both of these cards are like that energy, not worrying about trying to fit into society's rules or organized religions rules, but about, because that's what happens after the Empress is the Emperor and the Hierophant, which when we're looking at this progression, they represent rules of society, rules of organized spirituality. Um, with good intentions, but they're still restrictive, where the Empress is freedom, running naked through the forest, being free, screw the rules. But this is both of these cards are about a very important message of shine bright, be yourself. That's what makes you get recognized by your tribe, your person. If you don't already have all those, it just allows you to blend in and not be seen, but stand out and be recognized by those with that same energy. But if everyone's blending in, no one really, is drawn to those people that are their tribe because everyone's pretending to be someone else. So it throws everything off. So I like this. Be true to yourself, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, even get out into nature and commune with who you are. Who am I really? Not who I think I'm supposed to be or should be or need to be or have to be or must be. Blah, blah, blah. Opinion. Sitting in that heart, connecting with your true high heart. And it's who do I want to be? Who am I? And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Diva. Many blessings to you. Right. Maria P., you are up. This is for your free reading. Thank you for your donation earlier. And a general for you and Walter. Got the Nine of Cups and the Page of Wands. Yeah. There is this, Nine of Cups is like an emotional dream come true. And the Page of Wands is about new action, heightened energy. And I like this because this is like, and you get this a lot in your readings. And so, um, apologies in a way. Thank you for your patience in hearing this message of when you focus on what you love and what you're grateful for, you get more of that. And I feel like they're just saying that over and over again. Focus on what you love about them, what you love about the relationship, what you love about what the relationship brings you, even loving what you bring into the relationship and who you feel you're in the relationship. Because that just grows. The more we focus on, but they're not doing that, and this isn't happening yet, and this needs to have happened already, because all that does is suck the life out of it. It's like um, someone bringing a birthday cake, and you're like, "Oh, thank you, but, I really would have rather have chocolate frosting on top, not strawberry, vanilla, and, I really didn't wanna have, that bouquet of flowers, of roses, I prefer daisies." And it's like, wow, when we're not it's like we're ungrateful. We get more things to be ungrateful about, but when we're grateful, then we get even more cake. It's my stomach growls, sorry if you guys heard that. It must want cake. So, I love that. Great reminder, just simple, focus on what we love in every area of our life: work, children, friends, family, lovers, the world. The more we focus in on what we love, the more loving the world becomes to us when I focus on how what I hate, the world becomes more hateful. My perception of it anyway. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right, Steve, you are up. So, Steve, here is your timestamp. Hello, hello, blessings to you. Just want to know how M feels about you. Okay, let's see what's going on here inside of their themselves here. Now, something to remember when we're asking about how other people feel about us. We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. It's all mirroring. So, a lot of what people are feeling toward us is a lot of what they feel towards themselves. And so, it's good to know that because we do have the Three of Swords, which is a card of expectations equal disappointment, and it's more of a fear of failure, a fear of being heartbroken. And the Two of Wands energy that we got over here is it goes back and forth. Their energy, it's so if you're getting like mixed signals from them, you are. It's not you. In this case, they are. When they're in fear, you get this. When they're out of fear, then they're like, "Hey," and so it's like coming forward, moving back, coming forward, moving back, coming forward, moving back kind of energy of, what you could be experiencing with them here. Um, but obviously there's emotion there, there's attraction there because they wouldn't fear being hurt if their heart wasn't interested in stepping out towards you. Because if I don't care about you, I'm not gonna be intimidated or have fear around it. I'm gonna be like, "Whatever, you can't hurt me," because my heart's gonna go, "No," you know? But if the heart's like, "No, no, I wanna go over there," you're like, "Oh, I don't know." The mind starts going, "You're gonna get hurt if you go over there. You remember what happens when you care, this is what happens." And so I feel like there is that, there is this caring, the heart wants to reach out, but their mind is clamping them down. That's why the the you start to feel their heart reaching out and then get back here. It's like their heart is one of those little, you ever see those toddlers where they have little harnesses where parents walk their kids with harnesses on them? That's what the mind has on their heart. It doesn't allow them, "Nope, get back here." You know? Kind of energy. So, hopefully that helps, Steve. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we got MM. You are up. Let's grab yours. I always think of Campbell's soup. Good. All right. So, how do people at your gym perceive you? You're asking because you feel the instructors were gossiping something about you. Oh, gosh. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, and of course, everyone has different perceptions. Everyone sees the world as they are, so everyone sees you differently. There's 1,000 different versions of you out there because everyone's seeing you through their eyes of their experiences, how they're feeling, their energies, what's going on in their life, how they're feeling in the moment, all of that, right? So, keep that in mind when we're looking at this. The general consensus, is we have the 5 of cups and the queen of cups, is that this is strong emotional energy. One part of it is like they realize, because the queen of cups rolls over cups and all the queens get a second portion of cups. So you've got a lot of emotion. And the 5 of cups is a card of emotional changes, like sorrow transforming into something else, the power of emotional choice. But I feel like the overall consensus of, how they perceive you is that you are an emotionally expressive person. Maybe you're sensitive, in a way from what they're saying here. That's their perception, and it's because you are more comfortable in sharing your emotion than they are, which does make people, uh let's say jealous, but intimidated, not intimidated, but it reminds them of how afraid they are to express their emotions. Because when someone experience or expresses something, a strength of some sort that we don't have, we feel can be threatened a little bit by it, but they'll turn it around and go, "Oh, they're so emotional. They overreact, blah, blah, blah," because they don't want attention on them. They don't want, they feel low and they kind of look at you as you can do this. You can express your emotions. You're not afraid, but I'm not allowed to express my emotions. So I must point that out because why do you get to express your emotions and I can't? Because as a child, they were probably told to shut up, quit your crying, quit your temper tantrums. You've learned to express your emotions and be more true. And I feel like that they look at it that way as you're overly sensitive. You just have a huge heart and they can't handle it. That's not your problem. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, MM. I don't feel like it was, anything um, intended to be mean. It's just what people do when they're in fear. So realize everything that they say is about them. There was this little saying that we heard when we were growing up. I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. And that's what it is. People are expressing their own emotions, and they're more telling us about what they're going through than telling us about us, right? And this is cool. I think I'm going to mention this in a podcast coming up, but I heard it. I think it was in this book, "The Next Conversation" by Jefferson Fisher. I think he's the one who said it, where if someone tells you, or maybe I saw it on Instagram, I don't know where I saw it, but if I'm wearing this black hoodie, right? And someone comes up to me and they's like, "I hate your green hoodie. That's ugly." I'm gonna be like, um, "In my world, this is black. They don't know what they're talking about." I'm not gonna take it personally. I'm just gonna think, I'm concerned for them. But if they came up and said, "Your black hoodie looks stupid on you," then I'll be like, "Oh, wait a minute." But that's how when we realize how I feel about myself is what matters, and if someone tells me something that I might feel is true, then that's what scares me, right? Like, if someone came up to me and says, "I think you're unlovable." What? If we have any sense within us that we're unlovable somewhere, excuse me, we will believe that, and that's when it impacts us. So we can question, what do I fear they're talking about, and why do I care, right? So cheers. I'm gonna take a sip here. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right, Livy Vagara, you are up. Here is your timestamp. Maybe. There we go. Try it again. There we go. So you want to ask, when will you meet, or if I do get to meet Louis? All right. Um, if you do, and will you meet them? All right. Well, you have the 10 of Cups, which is a joy, joy, joy energy, and the Hierophant, which is about seeing things from a different perspective. Now, I do feel there is possibilities that you will meet them with this 10 of Cups because there's this joy and this fullness here, which is what you will feel if you meet them. And the Hierophant, though, is something has to change first because the Hierophant, being the major arcana number 5, the card of change, about seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like there needs to be this change, and maybe even this, like, this 10 of Cups could be joy, and it can be gratitude that, if we slip into that want and need and, fear of not and different energies, it's like, be aware of anything below the subconscious, something that we're like, "Oh, wow, um I do have a fear of it not happening." So let me switch up my energy to gratitude. That helps raise the vibration and draw us together and be able to meet. And if sometimes if I'm like, "Well, I'm not sure if I really do I have fear around that? I'm not sure." All I have to do is ask myself, "What if I don't get to meet them?" Oh, there it was, that little, "Oh," then there is a fear. If there's a, "Oh, well, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm fine either way." Am I gonna be disappointed? Maybe a little. Okay, there is some expectation there. If there's any lower vibration, that means I have a fear or an expectation or a desire, a need where I'm not in gratitude in the moment, and that helps me realize it. So sit with that, see if that resonates. But I do feel like that is a possibility of a yes, just a little change of energy can bring that. Bring it. All right. So that's the day for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Sorry. I have a little tickle in my throat. All right. It's like a throat lozenge in here. That'll help. All right. So we got Marissa Smith up here. So Marissa, excuse me. Sorry, let me take a sip here. I just got a sudden tickle in my throat. All right. Drink some water. I know, right? All right. All right. So let me give you a new timestamp, Marissa. Instead of hearing me hack up. So Marissa, here is your timestamp. All right. So Marissa, a general on love for February. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So you do have the Page of Cups coming in here. So there is this energy of love, of a heightened love coming in. But I know, don't say but. It's the Five of Swords is conflict energy here. It almost feels like someone tries to come back in your life from your past with this Page of Cups, and then there's conflict. I feel like, you know, someone kind of goes, "I've changed." And we're like, "Really? I'm so proud of you." What has changed? And they're like, "I don't, you know, I learned this, I learned that, and everything." You're like, "Oh, good." Allow them to prove it to you if you desire to have them back into your life. But I generally say if someone's trying to come back into my life and there was conflict before, I'm like, "Well, I'm so, happy for you that you feel like you've accomplished and you've grown and you've changed, and I have too. I've been working on myself. Well, I'd like to hang out." And you're like, "All right." But I'm not gonna allow them back into my life. "Sure, come on in. Now we're dating. Now, okay, open arms." I'm gonna be like, hang out with them, and if they're like, "What do you think about us getting back together?" Or, whatever, and you'd be like, "Well, since we both have kind of changed, I would just like an opportunity just to hang out and see how it goes, and um, and just see if we're compatible still, with our changes that we made in our life and with who we are now." Who's gonna say, "Well, what? That's stupid." Well, then you just showed me you haven't changed, have you? And if anyone, "Well, how long? How long do you think you'd wanna do that?" "Well, I'm not sure, we'll know when we know, but I'd say a month, at least a month." And if they're like, "A month? You're crazy," or whatever, you're gonna see the reaction because someone can fake it for a day or 2, but to do it for a month, I usually say 2 months, 3 months. Let's give it 3 months. "What?" Yeah, because if they can do it and we're interacting a lot, if they can do it for more than 30 days, that's how long it takes to change a habit. So if they haven't changed, they might even change after 30 days. But anyway, this is what I feel like for February is coming in here. And however you approach that, of course, is up to you. There's no right or wrong way, but I feel like that's what they want you to know, kind of a heads up for February. So that's what they have for you, Marissa. So many blessings to you. All right, mouse, come on. Okay, there we go. I think it was getting stuck down here. All right. So we had a few people come in. Hey, go cool. Good to see you. See your free question. We'll add you onto the list here. And we got Yushi, if I'm saying that correct. We got you too. Let's get you onto the free list here. You're welcome, Marissa. Hopefully you're like, oh hell. Run, don't answer the door, don't answer the phone. You're like, but you don't have to, it's just more of a forewarning, right? You're like looking through the peephole and going, nope, nope, nobody's home. All right. All right, we have Disney fan as well. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We'll add you onto the list here. All right. And where we're at, we've got like Starfall and then JoJo and then Priscilla and then Ken and then Mariana and then Tim and then Gokul and then Ayushi and then Disney fan is where we're at and free readings right now. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up. So Starfall, you are up. Get your timestamp here. And blessings to you. Absolutely. You too. And for the new year ahead. Cheers. So why did Camilla reach out to you? She sent a letter. We went separate ways many years ago. She was horrible to you. Oh, nice. What a great reminder. Cancer moon energy, which we, had a Cancer full moon, and even the energy we're going through in this month really brings up a lot of emotional release. So I feel like that's kind of what comes in here too. Yeah. Yeah. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming in and the Queen of Cups coming in here too. It almost feels like, Queen of Cups, very emotional energy. She rules over emotion. She gets a second portion of emotion. And the Wheel of Fortune is the wheels of fate turning. And it is for you. And it almost feels here like with everything they just mentioned, Spirit just mentioning is that this is for release, maybe even not for reconciliation necessarily, but more of to clear the air, clear the emotion kind of energy that's coming in here. I almost feel like they're reminding me of a TV show where someone was going through AA and they needed to reach out to someone just to tell them, I'm going through, AA and I'm doing the 12-step program. And I just wanted, part of it is to tell people I'm sorry for being a douchebag, and it's like, all right, well, thank you. And I don't need you to accept the apology. I just need to do this for me. I need to apologize. And it almost feels like a reconciliation type of energy like that. Um, but do we need the apology? No. Do I want to open myself up to that? I don't have to. I don't need an apology from people because you didn't need them to validate your feelings before. You don't need an apology to validate you anymore. You're like, I'm fine. Um, so only do that if you feel you want anything. But I almost feel like it's all right, um, unless it's still bubbling and it's still there, then, maybe there is that. Um, Even if it's you open up and they're like their apology is one of those empty apologies where I just wanted to tell you that I'm sorry and, but if you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have acted that way, but I'm sorry. You're just like, That's a sucky apology, but sometimes we need a wound busted back open to get the pus out and clean it so it can heal sometimes too. So, hopefully that helps Starfall, but that's what they have for you. We don't wanna get too gross. Alright, so many blessings, hang in there. Alright, and Jojo, here is for your free reading. So, another weird day for you. You've been feeling on the spot, a lot. Anyway, what did the girl at work think of you? Alright, let's see here. Wow, 5 of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. You know, there is this energy, a little bit of jealousy in a way, because they kinda look at you as this solid person, confident person, defining yourself more by the inward and experienced, knowledgeable, even wise in a way, because this 5 of Pentacles represents their energy. They have this fear of not being good enough, not having enough, of being abandoned, being left out in the cold. And they kind of see you as someone that has this confidence that they wish they had with this energy that's coming in here, the solid foundation of your worth, that you're not, scared about what people think about you. And there's this, exude this energy. At least this is their perception, which I think you do. I pick it up. In comparison to a lot of people, if you're like, well, I'm not sure. Yeah, in compare, okay, yeah, comparison to a lot of people, you do. You have a heightened sense of your worth because of the work you've done. But I feel like this one, they saw you as someone that has this abundance about you, and it kind of rattled them a little bit because I feel like, when you're around someone who's confident, your lack of confidence feels even bigger because you have something to compare it to, right? And I kind of feel like that's a lot of the energy here, that they were like, "Wow, I love that." But then they also had kind of this other mixed feeling of like, "God, I feel like I suck." I don't know why, but that's the energy that I feel, is coming in there. So hopefully that makes sense, Jojo. Many blessings to you. All right, we have Priscilla. Priscilla, thank you so much. Here is your timestamp. So, what about your general energies in love? Alone for too long. Okay, let's see what they want you to know about love. Yeah, you've got this choice energy here, power of choice of energy, power of choice of story. And this does mean the Two of Wands is like a lot of, there is possibilities of love coming your way with this power of choice energy. Very clear message that, whatever we're focusing on with our energy, this is the Two of Wands, whatever energy I'm focusing on is what I draw toward me. So, like in this case, if I felt that it'd been a long time since I've had love and I'm ready for love, then I w I would not focus my energy on, "I want love, I need love, I fear I'll never find love," because that's lack energy, and what happens when I focus on that, all the universe, all our energy is saying is, "I enjoy lack. I enjoy needing love, but not getting it. I enjoy fearing I'm not getting love." So, the universe 100% supports us in whatever our energy is asking for, and so this tide pushes love further and further away, right? Instead, what I would do is focus on any love I have in my life now. It could be friends, family, whoever. Doesn't have to be romantic love, but I can focus on gratitude for the love I have in my life right now, gratitude for the creator and the universe and all of the spirit realm, all these beautiful beings of unconditional love and light that love me eternally and unconditionally. Gratitude for that, but also all the love, what in my past, for the loves that I've had in my life, what was I grateful for? in each of those. I may not have been grateful for the entire relationship. We would worry if anyone really 100%, "Oh, this person was amazing. They were nothing wrong." Um, we probably were deceived, right? But we pick out what we loved and were grateful for about each of the loves that we've had in our life. It's like going into a donut shop, pointing out all the donuts I love. I'm gonna end up with a box of donuts that I love. It's gonna draw that into me and toward me, make it easier for it to come to me, speed up the amount of time that it takes. But if I point out all the donuts I hate and the things I don't have and don't want, I end up with donut holes or, something smaller, something lacking. Donuts I hate instead of a box of beautiful big donuts, the cream filled donuts that are solid with, that vanilla cream frosting in it. Mm-mm-mm. So good, right? So what do we focus on, right? And so I feel like the general energies in love here is to realize I get to choose what I focus on or what I draw to me. And so we change that. The Two of Swords is our power of mindset. I get to choose what I focus on mentally. If I focus on expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be, those are our fears, right? Um, who someone is supposed to be, how a relationship is supposed to start, who I'm supposed to be. All these expectations around it is lower vibration. It's all about timing and what something isn't, instead of gratitude for what something is. So it all comes down to that. Every moment is a choice of story, of emotion, of energy, and of my action. Can't control anyone else's, and no one control what comes into my life. All of my energy, all of that is what draws it in. So awareness of that, I feel, will um, that any changes you make on higher vibration helps draw love to you. But right now, it's possibilities. It feels like the energy we've been focusing on more is want and need, and I fear I won't have it, and a message that I haven't had love. And if I'm saying I haven't had love, I'm telling the universe I really enjoy not having love. Instead of, you know what? I'm going to make a gratitude journal of all the love, all the things I've loved about love in my life. Just do that every day, write as much as you can. The more attention you put on what you're grateful for, the faster it will come in for you, right? So that's what they have for you, Priscilla. Many blessings to you. All right. Ken, you are up. Excuse me. Here's your timestamp. Should you apply for a job where they allow foreigners to or not? Well, of course, there is no should from spirit's perspective. There's just choices of, you know, different choices, different experiences bring different outcomes. They don't see things as good or worse, better or not. It's more of an energy of what do you want to experience, right? Um, and so what we'll do here, I'm going to pull cards here. Is the first one's going to be the energy if you do choose a job that allows foreigners, and if you choose a job that does not. These will be the two energies that will come in because it's like ice cream. If we ask spirit world, what ice cream should I get? They're like, "I don't know. What are you hungry for? What taste are you in the mood for?" "I don't know. Can you just tell me which one I should choose?" They're like, no, you get to choose what flavor ice cream you eat." And if we don't know, then we're like, "Well, should I get the chocolate or the vanilla? Or should I get the pistachio or the Rocky Road?" And I've never tried any of those before. They're like, "Well, here, let's give you a little sample of each, and you can taste it and see what you want to eat." And that's what they do is they give you a little sample of energy so you can go, "Oh, that's the one I want. Yeah, give me a gallon of that," right? All right, so here you go. The energy, if you chose a job where they do allow foreigners, you have the Six of Pentacles. It is abundant. There's a lot of giving and receiving. It is an abundance energy, balanced energy, a little give and take kind of energy. It feels positive. It's abundant, financial pentacle energy. If you choose one where they don't allow foreigners, you've got the magician energy here, which is you have everything within yourself to make your dreams come true. You've got this magic energy. It's major arcana. Um, feels like you would really have to express your energy and put energy in, and use your magic. But um, it feels here, the magician, they're reaching up to the heavens and they usually have like a magic wand. They're usually like this. Wait, yeah, like this in their hand. You can't see my hand down here, but it's like that down to the ground where we're becoming this conduit and bringing in this energy and expressing ourselves uniquely. So it feels like you would be able to really show who you are and, express yourself, the true you of what you wanted to express in the knot. But there's good money and balancing and a give and take energy with it if you choose to. So you can see what energy resonates more, even looking at the cards, which one really stood out to you that you were attracted to. Um, it can help with that too. So hopefully that gives you a little more guidance there. That's what they got for you, Ken. So many blessings. All right. You're welcome, Priscilla. Let me just get these set up here. Thank you guys again for all your patience in getting to your readers. And thanks for all the thumbs up, too. It does help spread the Zen love. And it helps the YouTube algorithms to help draw more people to readings and to my podcast series and everything else. So you're part of the love tsunami when you do that. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for those of you who do that. All right, we'll continue on here. So we got Mariana, you are up. Here's your timestamp. So based on current energies, do we see M asking you out on a date or thinking about it? Let's see here. Got the 5 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, I feel like they might be thinking about it with this 5 of Wands because there's some conflicted energy with the 5 of Wands. But that Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of them all, which that's why I feel like maybe they are thinking about it, but they're not fast acting on things. I feel like they like to make sure that their chances are good. They don't want to take a chance um, without gathering intel, information, feeling more comfortable doing that. So I feel like with that 5 of Wands, that's because it's conflicting energy, it's possibilities. But I feel like they show me, like spirit will show me this map of all these possibilities and choices, that them making their choices, you making your choices, that, here in this long way down the path, there is where they're asking you out, but there's also these paths where they don't. And they're like, it's too much. Too many decisions still need to be made before it happens one way or another. And so that's their way of saying, yeah. But, whenever we get a slow moving energy like a Knight of Pentacles, doesn't happen as torture, not intended to be torture for us or any kind of punishment. It's more giving us the time where our life slows down, where we have the opportunity to raise our own love vibration, to let go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy and things in the physical world that don't serve us anymore. We're making space for something, and it gives us the time to clear that out, to make space. It's like if you order a new couch, the couch is coming. It's like, I'm going to make space for it, because when they come to deliver it, if there's no room, they can't deliver it. So I'm getting rid of things. I'm making space. I'm reorganizing my life to make sure I have space for this, right? So I feel like that's what's kind of going on for you right now. So hopefully that makes sense. So many blessings to you. Right. Tim Dilligem. Hello, hello, brother. Here is your timestamp. Maybe. There you go. So a general read. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit have here for you? Yeah, we got the Four of Wands, the Six of Swords. So, the Six of Swords is about a change of mindset, leaving old ways of thinking behind, seeing things from a higher perspective. It allows you to move from like choppy waters to calmer waters. And this does have to do with marriage with the Four of Wands here. Um, I know. Nah, I don't think you're that way about it. Maybe a little. But this is about seeing relationships, seeing marriage, seeing partnership in a different light, and to feel like this is like a nudge to really realize how far you've come, how much you've changed from even a year ago, how you see things differently, you see yourself differently, how you see others differently, how your expectations around things have changed, and you're continuing to do that. You're seeing things from this different perspective, seeing relationships rather than being these gauntlets of expectations and duties and responsibilities to more of an adventure, um, not needing to control it as much as you used to, and not as worried about disappointing people and being more true to your authentic self and knowing that, I'm not gonna settle. I'm not going to try to fill a hole in my life because I don't have a hole in my life. I wanna share my life with someone, but it's gonna be the right person, and it's gonna be someone that matches my energy, not someone that I have to dim my energy around. And I like this for you. I feel like they're, in a way, celebrating how much growth you've had and wanting to put a mirror so that you could see that, how far you've come. Realistic, a realistic picture of it, being gentle with yourself, being real with yourself and seeing that, right? So, I do like this, you know, progression, this movement that you've made. A lot in mental perceptions and stories. And so you've been changing the story around marriage and what it looks like, memories, different things like that. So I like that for you. So hopefully that resonates there for you, my friend, and many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Moonlight. I will add you onto the list here. All right. So we have Gokul up next. If I pronounced that correctly, my apologies if I did not. There we go. And so you want to know, does Shrisha, I think is how you say that, do they want to reconcile with you? Let's see here. Based on current energies, the Three of Wands looks like they want to go a different direction with that Three of Wands. The Knight of Swords, they're headed away from here. And it's like they're on their own adventure seeking things from this, higher perspective, seeking clarity about their path. And I feel like it's almost like they're wanting to escape expectations that they feel like they can't live up to what you would want them to be is their perception. And in order for them to return with this, because they're off on this quest of understanding more about themselves and who they are, but they're on this Knight of Swords. This is them when they're, whoops, sorry, trying to head away and go in a different direction. This Ace of Swords is about, it's a gift. Once if I can find that magical Ace of Swords, that's what all knights are on a quest for what they're holding. And that gives them the ability to cut away small t truths and expectations so that they could just be true to themselves, and someone would just appreciate them for who they are, not trying to change them or trying to cage them and try to make them be someone, right? And they're this I feel like they ran away from that because they feel like I'm not going to be a failure. I'd rather leave, before someone breaks up with me or before anything happens, I'm going to go. And but there's this free I need to be free of expectations energy, and this 3 of Wands is I have to go a different route for that. So it doesn't feel like that they want to reconcile unless there's no expectations, no intentions needed, just hang out and grateful for who each other are. I don't wanna, be in a prison. I want to roam on an adventure with someone, but I don't want to have this needs to happen by this time, and this is what who we need to be and who you need to be, and it feels like prison to them, and they are not in that place right now. So hopefully that makes sense. Excuse me. All right, that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right, and then we have Ayushi. You are up. Again, thank you for your patience if I mispronounce your name there. All right. And you want to ask if we see M reaching out to you. Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, let me cover this up for the sake of YouTube. Can't have nudity. So we've got the Devil card, and we also have the Empress card here. It's an interesting energy because the Devil card is about, you know, shaking and rattling of our long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations. And it feels very conflicted because the Devil card is about the taskmaster, Saturn, Capricorn energy, big thinking. And then the Empress is all about emotion and birthing and feeling and movement and creation. The Empress rules over all 4 queens, and all 4 queens rule over their own suit. We've got earth, air, fire, and water, but all queens also have a portion of water behind the scenes, so that's 5 parts water, and then 1 part earth, 1 part fire, 1 part earth, right? Earth, fire, water. Earth, fire, whatever the other one. Earth, fire, and air. It's like, what's missing? Um, so the Devil card being Capricorn, even though it's earth energy, it's very ground, very much mental energy. And then also, the Empress is the opposite. So I feel like they go back and forth and back and forth. And like the heart is willing, but the mind says no. And there's that restriction, even with let's see if I can do this. You can kind of see the chains around their neck here. And um, that's that restricted feeling like the heart has a chain around it that it can't be expressed. And so that's based on current energy. I don't feel like their mind is allowing them to. Um, and so I don't feel like at this point with this energy, it's not anytime soon if it is. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. Hey, Anna and Twin V. Uh-oh. Double trouble in the house. Look out. I'm dialing 9 and 1, and then I'm gonna dial 1 again. Good to see you guys. Hello, hello. All right. And then we have Disney fan here. Hey, Disney fan. I know it takes trouble to know trouble. I know. All right. So Disney fan, you want to know what's the reason Danny isn't communicating as much? Should you be worried? Let's take a look here. So you've got the 8 of Swords and the Emperor. I don't know. I mean, you can worry if you want. I wouldn't want to cheat you out of worrying. But I'm not getting any stranger danger energy that comes in here. I just feel with this, the Emperor energy is they're really reflecting on a lot of things. They're really looking at a lot of things, and, the Eight of Swords is about them letting go of mindsets that used to make them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small, and that's what the Emperor kinda does. Because you can imagine an emperor with a whole room full of, um, people with opinions, all these small t truths of expectations, and this is what you need to do. No, this is what you need to do. This is what you need. Everyone telling them what they need to do with the empire, and the emperor is like, "Wait a minute, I'm the one in charge. So everyone, please zip it, shh, shh, shh." And he quiets everyone and goes, "Thank you for your opinions and your information and everything else. Please clear the throne room. You can leave your stuff, all your opinions and everything in that box on your way out the door." Everyone clears away, then they get out of their mind, the emperor. They step out of their mind without all these expectations that were opinion of them, people who you should be, what you're supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. And then they're trying to, find out, what does my heart want? Then once I decide, I make a plan, whoops, and then I put action behind it. And so they're not communicating because they're trying to figure out what it is they do want, what they don't want, and they're just trying to figure their life out a little bit. Now, like you said, you know, we can worry. Worry is our fear. My fear that they're gonna decide that I'm not what they want in their life, right? That's our fear. I fear not being chosen. I fear, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna be good enough." Or, all those fears that we've all experienced, are experiencing, or will experience. And it's for us because that's us inside, you know, when we are taught that the story that other people's choices or actions or non-actions, words or silence means something about me. No, it tells me what's going on with them. If someone doesn't want me to be in their life anymore and doesn't want to, choose me, then thank you for showing me that you're not the one for me. Because I want smart people to choose me, in a way. It's not meant to be derogatory, but if someone can't recognize my worth, then they're not ready to be with someone like me. And that's good. Thank you for showing me that, because the person that can recognize my worth is the one I wanna be with. If someone can't recognize my worth, then thank you for showing me that. It also creates a mirror for me to see how I feel about my own worth, because if they say, "You're not worth me being around," if I'm like, "You're right, I'm not," then they're really showing me what I wanted to see about myself, the lie that I tell myself that I'm unworthy, because I'm totally worthy, and it's a beautiful mirror showing me what I wanna see, right? So, other people's actions tell us about them. My reactions to their actions or non-actions tell me about what's going on inside of me, and it is for us. Sure, we can worry. That helps, that's the fear bubbling up, and I want to face my fears. So let's let them bubble up. Worry, but understand what's at the root of your worry so that you can be freed from your worry. Um, don't push and suppress, because you'll just, if that doesn't happen, you'll get it another way and another way and another way. Because you know, knowing that with my 5 longest term relationships, whenever I just went from one situation to another, I, my teachers continually showed me what I wanted to see about myself until I eventually saw it. So if we can take the time to step back and go, "What is this trying to show me? Why did I want this to happen for me, to show me?" Then you don't have to keep repeating it. But I learned the hard way, so no judgment if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so hopefully that helps a little bit there, Disney fan. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. Alright. You're welcome, Ayushi. Totally resonated. Oh, very good. All right. And then Mari, hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's add you on the list here. Just have a couple left here. So if you do want a reading, now's the time to get it onto the list since we'll be shutting down here momentarily. But I will finish these out. So we do have Moonlight. You are up for your free reading. Thank you so much for your donations earlier. There we go. And anything Spirit wants you to know. All right. And would you say, I think you said here earlier, I couldn't sleep. Oh, so you popped back on. Oh, very good. All right. So I like this. They are saying here, you've got the Lover's card coming in here, which does tell you that you do have a relationship that, you know, is headed towards you in your life here, a higher vibrational one with a magician there, because it is telling you with the combo that the speed at which it comes to you, of course, depends on where you're investing your energy the most. And of course, the more we focus in on all the all the gratitude for all the love moments that we have experienced that we're grateful for. Yeah, there's plenty that we're ungrateful for or we would prefer not to repeat. So we don't focus on those because if we focus on them, they will repeat. But we focus on the memories of all the wonderful little moments that you loved is what draws in those things faster. Right. And I feel like that's an important, I feel like you needed to hear that today that you do have love in the cards, literally a relationship, but it's gonna be something different, higher vibrational, because your vibration is changing, so the lower vibrational people, it just won't match up. The caterpillar knocking on the door of the butterfly's house going, "Yeah? What may I help you?" "Yeah, I was wondering if you'd like to come out to have some leaves." And you're like, "I like nectar now." "Ooh, nectar? I can't eat there." And you're like, "Well, I'm not gonna eat leaves, so I need someone, that someone's coming down the chimney. Santa Claus. Santa Claus." Or what's the scary looking, um, that happens around Christmas? There was a horror movie about it. Anyway, no, it's not that. Um, but I like this because it's like, the more you focus on those amazing loving moments, the more that it draws towards you too. So, but yeah, the caterpillars, you're like, I don't match anymore. We don't have, we have less and less and less in common. So, it's okay. I don't judge you, but you guys are not ready to be butterflies yet. And that's all right. I came across butterflies in my life and I wasn't ready. I was still a caterpillar. We all have that, right? And we're like, that's okay. Um, Everyone is on their own adventure. Just I'm gonna go do butterfly things with butterflies. You can go do caterpillar things with caterpillars and no judgment. We're just different now. So I like that. Maybe a troll. What is it? It's not the Kraken. I feel like it begins with a K. It's whatever that oh, if I had um my Christmas deck, they were in there. Gretchen? No. Who's that? Your next door neighbor? No, it's the one that has horns and whatever and hooves and it feels like it's like European instead of Santa Claus. It's the one that they warn if the children are bad, it's not Kraken, but it's like K. I think it has a K in it. It's like they will come for you. Anyway, but that's a mute point there. So that's what they got for you there. Just to let you know and that it's in the cards and that just that you've had some moments of love in your life and that's what you know they're saying if you focus in on those, that will help it come in sooner too. So I like that. Now I really I want to remember what it is, but I'm not going to take the time to look it up. I'll try to remember and tell you the next time we're on, if you don't remember, here while I'm here. All right. So we'll continue here. We got Leslie on the house. Hello, hello. Got you on the um, free readings here as well. You're very welcome, Moonlight. Hopefully you'll get some rest. Good night. Good night. All right. So Mari, you are up. So Mari, let's grab your timestamp here. And you want to ask what MA is feeling towards you. All right. Based on their current energies, what are they feeling towards you? All right. Well, there is this romantic energy with the Knight of Cups. So there is movement of emotion, but the Three of Wands, there's this energy here of taking a different route than either you or they or both of you had anticipated. You can see here there's different ships out here. The Three of Wands is about, you know, new information or new direction that they're choosing to go with this here, expressing the love in a different way, kind of in an unexpected way than you would think here. So, I do feel like there is, of course, the Knight of Cups is offering the Ace of Cups, but I feel like they do it in a unique and odd way, if that makes sense. It's like it would like someone says, "That's a funny way of showing it," but it's like, well, that's not the way I expected it. But they are unique, they are different, they like doing things their own way. So, it's kind of like I don't know, they're showing me a cat bringing a dead animal and putting it on your pillow saying, "This is how I tell you I love you." And people are like, "Oh my God." But when we realize that's how they show that they care, then we don't reject the gift. Because otherwise, having owned cats in the past with cat doors, that if you don't accept the gift that they bring you, they keep bringing you different gifts, dead baby rabbits, alive birds or dead birds, mice, snakes. So you're like, "Thank you for bringing that to me. Good kitty." So hopefully that makes sense, Maureen, but there is emotion there. I just feel like they express it in a different way than you would have normally wanted it or expected it, but just keep that in mind. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right. And we have Leslie. You are up. So here is your timestamp. You want to know, are Maddie and you over now? All right. Based on current energies here. Well, it does feel here. The high priestess energy is a bit of like a hermity type energy because the high priestess goes away, goes up into our high priestess temple to look at things from a different perspective, connect with the spirit world, look behind the veils, just really get into the emotions, to seek clarity, to bring the hidden up. The Six of Wands is an energy of victory, but it's also an energy of like equal passions with the Six of Wands. And it almost feels as if they're, because even like with the high priestess, you can kind of see there's, two pillars, kind of this going back and forth energy. And I feel like there's a lot of contemplation here. Six of Wands is a card of possibilities with Wands energy that um I don't I feel like they haven't decided if it's all over now. I feel like they're stepped away, reflecting, going back and forth, trying to understand both sides, trying to get clarity before they make a decision. Um, Maybe even cooling off a bit, if that makes sense. I'm so sorry. Let me take a sip here. Something about feeling like I can't speak my truth. taking time to clear my throat. But so I don't feel like they've decided it absolutely, and the energy is that there's still decisions unmade, but they're in contemplation with this high priestess card. So I know that's what we have for right now. And you get to decide here. You ever see those movies where um someone says, I'm breaking up with you, and you're like, no, you're not. And they're like, yes, I am. I'm like, no, I get to decide if you're breaking up with me or not. They're like, no, I'm breaking up with you. No, sorry. And they're like, well, wait a minute, that's not how it works. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I get to decide if someone's breaking up with me or not. Not in a stalker kind of way, but in an empowering way, going, you know what? That's okay. It gives us the time to really look at things when things aren't working out, and if someone kind of does the silent treatment. Oh, ghosted me in the past. Yeah, yeah. When people do that, you know, um, it gives us time to really go, does their energy match mine? And it gives me time to look at my emotions, kind of like the high priestess. We get to step back and go, what's hidden within me? Um, like if they ghosted me, how am I ghosting myself? Right? How am I not speaking to myself? How am I not listening to myself, right? Because my body, my mind, my spirit, my inner children, they could be saying, "You deserve better than this." Thank your lucky stars that they're doing this. It's a gift. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. you know. And we're like, "Oh, I'm not seeing that." And so that's how we could be ghosting ourselves by not admitting and talking to ourselves and going, "Let me be real honest with myself," and go, why do I think I deserve to be with someone that treats me this way, right? And he's ghosted you in the past. And it's like, why do I allow this? Do I feel like that's all I deserve? No, you ghost me, you're a ghost. Bye. Boo. It's like, all right, thank you for showing me, how you feel about yourself, but your actions don't mean anything about me. My actions tell me about me. And it's like, you know what? That's all right. Are they going to come back? I don't care if they do or not. I get to decide it's over, you know, and I'm deciding that I deserve better. I deserve to be with someone like me, someone who's willing to talk through things, willing to communicate, willing to share their heart, willing to give and take, willing to be the first one to reach out and to contact and, be the person that shows the other person that I care. A great book, if you haven't read it, is the, Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. There's, some great stuff she talks about in the book, and I don't know if she says this in the book. It feels like it is, but I've been reading so much and seeing so much beautiful stuff on Instagram about, if someone wanted to do something, they would. And it's a tough thing to really look at. It's like, yeah, if they wanted to, they would. And they're not, so they don't. So thank you. You're showing me that you're not matching my energy and being who I want in my life. I don't need anyone in my life. I'm enough for me, right? We're all enough for ourselves, but we'd like to share our life with someone, but they're not sharing. They're being selfish. So, you can keep that life. I'm going to go find someone who will share their life with me, and I will share it with them in a beautiful way. So, thank you for showing me, because the more time I spend kind of wondering and putting attention on someone who doesn't match up with my energies, it's keeping me from meeting that other person sooner because there's someone out there that matches up, right? But that's all beautiful stuff. So that's what they have for you, Leslie. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Many blessings to you. All right. I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I think that's all my donations and all my free readings right now. Let you go before anyone takes off here. If you haven't got into my free reading drawing, I have a every new moon and every full moon, I have a drawing for a 30-minute personal recorded reading, or a hedge of peace and love if you want to choose my energetic hedge. And I just posted the link. It's always in the description box of the current stream of what drawing is coming up, and any specials going on are always listed there. So if you haven't got into that, be sure to check that out if you're interested. And if you haven't checked out my free podcast, The Easier Path, we just came out with um, episode adventure number 8 a couple days ago. Wait, yeah, today's Saturday. Called Defense. So it's a great, a lot of information from a great book as well. The Next Conversation by Jefferson Fisher. Wonderful communication things in there too. So some great books that have come across my path here, and I love that. So be sure to check that. The playlist is in the description box of the video, or if you go to my main page on my YouTube channel at the very top, the playlist is there too. If you want to check it out, a lot of great stories about life and um, perspectives from why the human does what it does, messages from spirit on um, their viewpoint and perspectives, and then hints from spirit on how to make this an easier path instead of a harder one. That's the name of the podcast. So if you're interested, check it out. All right, my dears. Well, if you didn't know, I've changed my days and hours. I'm now on Wednesday through Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So my Saturday morning session I removed, but I added a Wednesday night session, and then Sunday morning session, instead of starting at 11 a.m., it's pushed back to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. But something I do every day now, starting this last Wednesday, I will create the session in the morning around 8 or 9 p.m. when I'm doing all my little admin work. I create the session early and post it, and that creates the chat room. So you can come in anytime that you see it there and put your questions. You can make donations. You can use the super chat. You can use Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square. That's all in the description box if you want to make a donation for a deeper reading. And then it saves everyone's questions. And so I do still honor first come, first serve with all those um, as well. And that's for a lot of my international people. This is later at night or we in the morning. So that gives an opportunity to post it anytime while they're awake, while I'm asleep as well. So, um, wait, that didn't make sense. Well, we're both awake. You can put your questions out there. You know what I was trying to say. All right. And then I will post a pinned comment listing all the readings and timestamps at the end of each session too. So if you ever need to come back, you can look for that timestamp and click on and go right back to your reading as well. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.